And we're live. What's up, gamers? Gays?
Gamers?
Gamers and gays? What's up?
Whoa!
Hold on. I actually forgot to write my stream notification. At stream notification.
Nah, we don't need it. Nobody watched this. I'm on it.
Pokemon ranking Pokemon with Grinder.
With Grinder?
With KDO VT.
That's me.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't actually. Hold on? Do you want me to link your account? Oh,
Whatever,
what's
it's
up?
fine.
What's up, Squiddles? Check this out.
There's a real Squiddles on scene.
At Kate. Wait, are you at KDO1121?
I don't know why, but like I guess everybody just had numbers added to the end of their shit now.
Oh, did you not actually set one whenever you got on? Oh, I love this shirt. Thank you, Squiddles. I love this shirt.
It's a great shirt.
It's such a good shirt.
I have a new-ish model. Look at me. Whoa.
Yeah, this is K.
Hi.
This is K. Card game engineer.
I have a whopping 2 frames of animation.
Apparent Pokemon aficionado and real actual dog. How you guys
literally.
doing?
I know 2 things about Pokemon, and that's Pokemon Platinum version and RBY Rentals meta, and that's it.
I know 2 things about Pokemon, and that's Eat Hot Chip and
Eat Hot Chip and Lie.
And Lie. Yeah, we got a fox in chat too, so we're stacked. We're stacked on.
There's so many animals.
Yeah, we're stacked on animals. We got a veritable zoo going. So as you can see, we've got the tier list. We've got gens 1 through 3 already done from last time. Also,
Hooray.
I fucked with the page to make it a bit more usable. I made shit wide. Look how wide this shit is. Last time it was like this. This time it's like this.
We're not talking about this or this.
We're not talking about this or this. We're talking about this. Man, I might not even get through one generation tonight. Citrus, you're right. There may or may not be Pokemon in Pokemon, and we'll find out tonight how many Pokemon there are in Pokemon.
Wow.
That's what this is for. So, as a reminder,
to your thing, so I can tell people.
Oh, I posted it in chat. Hold on. Files.
That's my dog.
Publish. Streams video. Here, I'll DM you the link too.
Thank you.
Look, there you go.
There it is.
I don't know. 10 sounds like a lot. Are you sure? Are you sure, Squiddles?
I don't think
that sounds like
10.
a lot. I don't think there's 10. How many? That's so many. How would they even get that many in one game?
No idea.
Honestly, I think you're full of shit.
Octopath Traveler only had 8. So...
Octopath Traveler was huge, and it had 8.
And it only had 8, yeah.
Yeah, it was huge. Okay. So, for those who missed the first stream, which is literally nobody, I know both of you were here last stream.
No, what are you talking about?
But just in case, for people watching the VOD, you know, all the VOD watchers I have, I'm ranking all the Pokemon. It's based on how much I like them. It's based on the design, based on how I used them in game, based on whether I think they're interesting at all. And we've got a few S tiers and a few F tiers. I'm not gonna go over all these because that would be like the whole last stream. But obviously, Slowpoke S tier, Espeon and Umbreon, they're my favorite dogs, I think. Well, my favorite cat and my favorite dog, I guess. S tier. Squirtle's just a perfect little turtle. Alolan Raichu is beautiful and actually maybe one of the best designs for a Pokemon yet, and I honestly is the only one that's an S tier purely because of its design, I think. Sandshrew is one of my personal favorites. Alolan Sandslash is an upgrade to another personal favorite. and Spheal is just a fantastic round little boy who has done no wrong. That's the summary of the S tier. If you got a problem with it, fucking perish. Wither away and die.
I have a problem with it. Where's Quagmire?
Quagmire?
I know he's on
in Family Guy, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah. They should make a Pokemon Family Guy version.
Quagsire is an A tier, though. I like Quagsire.
Acceptable.
I would give Quagsire a big ol' hug.
I wouldn't. He's a salamander. I'd give him a jiggly slap, and then I'd have to wash my hands.
I'd slap him on his bald head and watch him jiggle. Anyways, I should probably get to actually rating the Pokemon, because otherwise, I'm going to fucking die. Look at how many I've got left. Oh my god. I'm like not even halfway there.
Gen 4 is pretty small.
Yeah, Gen 6 is going to be an easy one. Gen 6 is, I think, the fewest Pokemon. The second fewest, maybe? I think it's the fewest, released in one generation. Anyways, starting off strong with Turtwig.
Turtwig, I love Turtwig.
Turtwig's a turtle.
I pick Turtwig every time.
I love, yeah, Turtwig. I don't know. I'm split between Turtwig and Piplup. They're both fantastic little creatures. I used to love Chimchar a lot. I still like Chimchar quite a bit, but Chimchar is my monkey percent pick nowadays.
I think Gen 4 is probably like the most evenly designed, list of starters.
Oh,
like
yeah,
I think they're closest together.
Yeah, I love them. I will say, Gen 4 might be the weakest middle evolutions. Like, a lot of the generations have like surprisingly strong middle evolutions on the starters, and then Gen 4 is just, they're fine. Like, I don't have a problem with them, but I don't love any of them. Turtwig,
I think most of them are kind of awkward.
Turtwig is an A tier. Well, I mean, like, hold on. Like, a lot of my A tiers are middle evolutions, like Charmeleon, Wartortle. We got
Charmeleon, Wartortle.
Is Bayleaf not up here? Oh, Bayleaf, I think, might be.
Oh yeah, I see Bayleaf. It's right in the middle.
Hold on, I'm blind. Where is it?
It's in the middle of B.
In the middle of
right
B.
next to Mew. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, this is. I for some reason you said I see Bayleaf and I thought you meant in A tier, and I was like, this must be Meganium. I must be misremembering how Bayleaf looks. Okay, but yeah, I've got a lot of the middle evolutions of starters ranked pretty high.
That's true. That's true.
That being said, Grotle, not super strong, not super weak. I'd put it in C tier.
Yeah,
it's cute
he's
enough.
Average.
It's cute enough, but it's not like it's about on par with other Pokemon in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's just not fantastic. Torterra though,
I love Torterra.
We're moving back up in the world. I'm kind of split. I'm not sure if I do A or B tier. I think Torterra is really strong. I really like it having like a tree and like land on his back. I think that's really fucking cool.
Yeah, he's got a little mountain.
I think A tier, just because like
I'm biased. Torterra is one of my favorite Pokemon ever.
It feels, yeah, I'm Team Green Beam all the way. It feels like a really natural conclusion to the Turtwig line. Like, it starts off a little plant, and then it becomes big enough to have its own ecosystem, and it's still got the like, it's still really plant heavy. It's got the ground typing, and it's kind of like a big chunk of crust. I like it.
I thought you were gonna say Big Chungus.
It's a big chungus. It's a big. I thought you thought I was gonna say big chunk of ass for some reason. What's up? What's up? We've got a blue guy in chat. Holy hell.
Blue guy.
Chimchar, pretty good. It's a cute little monkey. Like I said, usually my pick for monkey percent, mostly because the second you pick him, you win. So.
Wait, is there monkey percent? What's monkey percent?
It's one of my meme runs for Monkey Month.
Oh, you have a month dedicated to monkeys?
I have a Monkey Month. Look, I got the hat. Monkey Month hat. This is Monkey Month 2023 hats. Guys, tune in. I've got artists on board working on merch for Monkey Month 2024. You guys gotta get on board. We raised money for the Trevor Project. It kicks ass.
What month is Monkey Month?
It's June.
Oh, okay.
Bazinga.
Bazinga.
Infernape still can't learn Drain Punch. So sad, so sad.
No,
Monferno?
not so sad. Infernape is ridiculously strong.
Monferno, it's pretty average.
Yeah, he's kind of awkward teenager.
Yeah, it is an awkward teenager. I like the design overall. Like, I think it's a pretty cool, like, baboon monkey kind of deal. Even though I get what they're going for with, like, the hooded eyes with the blue up there, it just kind of doesn't work for me. It doesn't, like, land.
Yeah, I agree.
That being said, I still do like Monferno. I just don't like it that much in the broader context of Pokemon. That being said, Infernape is strong again. I don't think it's, like, topping any lists. I think it's B tier again. But it's really cool. I like the swirls. The swirls are cool.
Hey, buddy.
I like how they incorporated the blue from Monferno, but they kind of restrained it to the fingers and toes. I think that actually works a lot better than and they kept the hood too, but they made it red, which works a lot better. It looks intimidating. It's pretty cool. It can't learn Drain Punch, but it does learn Flare Blitz and Close Combat, which makes it a massive threat with a choice. It makes it what?
Doesn't he get extreme speed?
I don't think it gets extreme speed.
I might be thinking of Lucario.
It gets Mach Punch.
Oh god.
But it's like, it's a really powerful threat with, like, just throw a choice scarf on it, and it's a good, like, it's a good option to send in at any time, especially for a Pokemon that you have, like, pretty much from the start of the game. Really good. Also, it's kind of,
let me mute.
Yeah. It's kind of, like, really able to take advantage of the physical special split. Torterra was definitely also designed with it in mind, but Infernape was, like, kind of one of the first, like, they started veering towards min-maxing the stats. It has really high physical and access to physical fire moves, which is something that wasn't possible before. Like, even physical Pokemon, like Blaziken in the past, another firefighting type, were split attackers, which, since they didn't want to give them too high base stat total, also meant that they were kind of a bit less useful overall.
That's so true. Yeah, I forgot the physical special split.
Infernape benefits massively from the physical special split they introduced in this generation. They really leaned into it. It's a good Pokemon. The design's just really all that's holding it back. Piplup is fantastic. Piplup
is the boy.
An S tier.
What a
Piplup
boy.
is an S tier. I love Piplup. Piplup
Silly
is a fantastic. I barely watched the anime, but what I did watch the anime made me love Piplup. I love Piplup's design. Piplup is something that's been consistently just incredibly cute, and every appearance is made in any Pokemon media. It's
totally agree.
Fantastic. If I could have a Pokemon in real life, Piplup is a top contender for me. It just is so cute. It's so holdable and pick-upable. I love a creature you can pick up. I love a creature that can waddle. Really, the only thing it's lacking is the ability to lick its own little nose like a kitty cat can. Or like a puppy. That's the only thing that Piplup doesn't have. And considering what it does have, its dapper little buttons, its little cape, it's got a lot going for it, man.
There's a lot.
Speaking of, I think Prinplup is the most solid middle evolution design of the Gen 4 starters. It's still not super huge, but I like what it's got. It's got more buttons. They expanded the cape design to kind of a cape and coat, like to go like with its flippers. It's really nice. It's kind of got the crown that's coming in. I think it's
I
really
just
effective.
Now realized his name.
I think it's a really effective, like Prince, I think,
like
kind of.
Prince.
Yeah.
Prince. Oh my! It took me until literally 10 seconds ago.
I think it's a really effective middle evolution, even if I don't think it's the most, like, good looking. It's awkward, but it's awkward in a way that really makes sense. And I think it makes a lot, it feels a lot more right than Monferno does. It feels about on par with Groddle, but just from, like, working from a stronger base, I kind of like it more.
That's a good point. I prefer Groddle out of all three of them, but I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. I like turtles, so I am a bit partial to Grotle. I'm gonna put Prinplup in the A tier. And Empoleon, again, it's an A tier. It's just, it looks good.
Empoleon's fantastic.
Empoleon is a great looking Pokemon. It's got the tie. I love its tie. I love its frills. I love the weird shit, the weird spikes it's got on its arms. It's got the trident crown on its head. All of that works beautifully. The steel typing is actually really good. It's an effective special attacker too. So Hydro Pump Flash Cannon, it's a similar threat coming into Infernape, but there's a lot less special tanks available in this generation. So it's maybe more effective, though you are working with lower accuracy on most of its like really good stab moves. It's an effective trade-off, I think. Really, really strong Pokemon though. I like it a lot.
And like Torterra gets some really good moves too, because they did Woodhammer in this gen, and he gets Earthquake. I think he just learns Earthquake on level up.
Torterra gets really strong moves. I think maybe the Grass Ground, like Ground is always a strong.
Grass Ground makes him the weakest of the three.
Yeah, I think the Grass Ground really typing gives it the least like specific strength in Gen 4 too.
Yeah,
but it's still really good. Like all the starter Pokemon are really good in this generation. Like in terms of usability, but I will say for monotype runs, grass and water are both almost impossible to use in monotype runs in Gen 4 early on.
Yeah, well, not just only on, but in general, because there's so many ice types.
Well, so if you watched my either my grass or water monotype runs whenever I did Platinum and Brilliant Diamond, like I think a couple years ago on this channel. On the water monotype, I spent a long time trying to get past Erica. And on the grass monotype, Erica was still a challenge, and then it just really didn't let up. Grass, like water kind of got better after that point. It just like there was a really hard obstacle at the beginning. Grass just kind of wasn't great throughout the entire run. It's unfortunate, but they're still really good Pokemon, and I still love Empoleon.
Sinnoh was such a weirdly like routed region. It got way better in Platinum, but in Diamond and Pearl, it was rough.
Oh yeah. It was kind of really slow too. But yeah. Starly. I really like the Starly line. I might be biased,
I like Starly a lot.
I love the basic birds in Pokemon, and I think the Starly line is one of the stronger like normal birds.
Yeah.
I will say, I'm gonna spoil a bit. I'm gonna look a bit ahead, spoil a bit. I do think the Fletchinder, like why am I remembering the middle evolution?
I don't know. What is it? It's Fletchling, right?
I know, yeah. Fletchlinder,
and then Talonflame.
Talonflame. I don't know why whenever I don't see the Pokemon, it's really hard to remember the name, and I was searching for it with my eyes. But I think that's a really strong line. It does lose the normal typing, but that's fine. I think
it doesn't get to count on my end.
It's one of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 6, which was a very weak generation overall for me. That's a spoiler. Yeah. But besides that, I think Starly might be the strongest regional bird. And
I'm a Braviary fan. I think that's my favorite bird.
I can see that. I don't know that I'm all in on that, but I can see it. And so Staravia, Staravia is another awkward one, another awkward middle. It's not true,
yeah.
It's not bad at all. Like it's fine. The hair is a bit dopey. I like the beak. The beak type kind of changes between all the evolutions, but that's a common thing with bird Pokemon. Staraptor though, Staraptor's intimidating. Not just because it has intimidating.
He's just a badass little boy.
Yeah, Staraptor gets. I'm actually gonna put Staraptor in A, I think.
Yeah.
Staraptor gets Close Combat and Brave Bird, which is the exact same double threat that Infernape had. Just swap out the fire for flying. It doesn't matter that Close Combat isn't stab, because this thing is a beast. It's really fast and pretty physically powerful for an early, like a Route 1 bird.
Yeah, it's usually pretty tough when you have to fight Barry too.
Yeah. I will say I never struggled with Barry like really at all, but it was one of Barry's tougher ones.
I think he's pretty easy until his final fight.
Bidoof's precious.
Ace
Bidoof's a
Bidoof,
baby.
yeah, I mean, come on.
I love Bidoof.
He has
I'm
Doof in his name.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd put this Doof in B tier. I'm not as crazy about it as everyone else. I like that it gains the water typing upon evolution. I like Bibarel. It's a very cute Pokemon. It is one of the better Route 1 rodents. It's kind of basic. Like,
Yeah, I guess
that's
beavers
really
are
what it boils
rodents.
down to. It's just a beaver, man. It's just a beaver. It's a cute beaver
He is
with a
kind of
goofy
just
name.
a beaver.
It's just a beaver. And Bibarel's just kind of the exact same. It's just a bigger beaver. It's really good for learning all the HM moves in this generation.
Oh yeah,
because it
Surf.
learns like what strength, surf, rock climb.
I think he gets Rock Smash too.
Yeah. I think it learns like 5 of the 8 for this generation.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, 8 required HM. Well, 7 required HM moves because you don't really need Defog, but a lot for this generation. A lot. Next up, we have Kricketot. I love Kricketot. How do you feel about Kricketot, Kay?
I think Kricketot. Okay, so here's the problem. I think Kricketot is a lovely little design. I love Beebles. I love Bugs. Bugs one of my favorite types.
Mhm.
The problem is Kricketot and by extension Kricketune are so bad. They're like the worst bug out of all the generations.
They are. Oh yeah, I love the Bidoof's fight to the not Bidoof's fight to the finish. I love the Bidoof animation too. Squiddles. I agree. Kricketot and Kricketune are both kind of very weak. And being pure bug type kind of doesn't do them any favors. That being said, I love his little dapper little conductor's vest.
Yeah, he's a little conductor, and then
Little
evolution has a
conductor, he's
violin.
so cute. He's a little bell-shaped conductor. He's a little man. He's so well dressed.
He's so well dressed, but he's just so bad.
So bad. I love him though. I think
He's like
personally, that's-
unusable. He is a
Yeah.
dead role if you find him.
Okay, you can use. You
You can use Volbeat
use-
too, alright?
You can use Fury Cutter Kricketune if you really want to.
True.
I'll say that much. Literally any bug type's better. I think actually Wormadam might be better, and it's not meant to be a physical attacker just because it can survive a few turns. Yeah, Kricketune, I like the design more than Kricketot. Or Kricketot, I like the design more than Kricketune. I'm putting it in B tier. Kricketune is kind of more of the same. I like its long, slender arms. It's like a good conductor. But it does, and I like the mustache. But it does feel like a less focused design, and I don't know if I like it as much. I also like
I
both
think
of their
that's kind of a
cries.
common theme of Gen 4, is that they kind of overdo it a lot.
Yeah, I do really like both of their cries though. I'm giving them a little bit of a bonus because yeah, woo, great cry. Fantastic little boy and a slightly less fantastic bigger boy. Oh man, Shinx though. Shinx is
Shinx.
another one of my favorite designs, and on a very
beautiful.
usable Pokemon.
Yes.
It's just a little kitty with big old ears. I like it. It's A tier for me. I'm biased towards Gen 4.
His cat dog.
Yeah.
He's
It's-
a cat
so-
with like puppy energy.
Yeah, Shinx is just a great little design. I love the little star on its tail. The star motif in general in the whole Shinx line is great.
Mhm.
I also like that for some reason the naming theme they decided to go for the Lynx line was, oh, Lynx has an X in it. Let's take the X. They're the X-ray Pokemon. Let's just put X in all their names, and that's the factor they all have in common. So we got Shinx, we got Luxio, and we got Luxray. And honestly, it also just feels like the Lux in their name makes them feel like a premium Pokemon line, you know?
Ooh,
Like,
deluxe.
they're an early Pokemon, but they're premium. They're
Yeah,
rich and
ooh.
they're rich and creamy. You know? They're 95% cocoa.
Enjoy your Shinx. You get to fight a rock type gym next.
But that's the thing against fighting moves.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
You can teach it Rock Smash if you really want, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And Luxio is one of the less awkward middle evolutions. I still don't think it's as strong as the first or final, but I like it quite a bit. It's very cute, very polite. I like the goofy hair. It keeps the swoosh that Shinx has, but like it goes out too. So it's got like a triangle head, very cute, very precious. I would love this creature as a pet.
I agree.
A pet that could electrocute me to death.
Yeah. And then Shadow the Hedgehog, baby.
And then my edgy boy Luxray. I think stronger than Luxio. Not as strong as Shinx, in my opinion. I like Shinx more. I think it's really cool. And I guess I get what they're going for with the eyes. I don't get why everybody wants to make it a dark type. Is it just because it has black fur? Probably. I disagree.
I mean, he has the black hair, but he's also Angie.
Yeah, but Angie doesn't mean dark type. Listen, if they get my order wrong at if they give me too few nuggies at McDonald's, I don't turn into a fucking dark type.
The moment they give me a small fry instead of a large fry, I learn crunch.
Well, listen, if I was going to McDonald's, I already have crunch. Excuse me,
I learned beat up.
Yeah, I was about to say, excuse me, I ordered a large Diet Coke, and then I learned beat up, and me and my homies go into McDonald's. Okay, so this is the reason. So Budew and Roserade both added in this generation the reason that Roselia feels like a Gen 4 Pokemon. Right?
Baby boy.
Like, you think they really do. Roselia feels like it always should have had 3 stages, and Gen 4 makes that a reality. And bonus points, they both feel like they were there the whole time.
Yeah, that's so true. I forgot that Roselia was Gen 3.
Yeah, so Gen 4 did a lot of expanding of existing lines. And honestly, while they did a good job in a lot of them don't necessarily feel like some of the Pokemon that they were expanding on felt like they were already kind of like singletons. Like Licky feels like it could evolve, or a Lickitung feels like it could evolve, but Licky definitely doesn't feel like it would have been the evolution at the time. Chimecho is another Gen 3 Pokemon that, yeah, sure, it could have had a pre-evolution, but really it feels fine on its own. And then Chingling doesn't feel like it necessarily was made at the time as Chimecho. Budew and Roserade feel like they were made with Roselia. And that's excellent, I think. And they get bonus points in my book for that. And they're both pretty good, too.
And they're tiny baby.
It's a baby.
Tiny.
It's a little baby.
The most baby of all the Pokemon.
I fucking love this baby. A tier baby.
Easy A.
Yeah, a lot of A tiers in Gen 4 so far. I think Gen 1 and Gen 4 so far have had the most A tiers. And Roserade, I still think pretty strong.
Roserade's really strong, yeah.
I am partial towards baby, but Roserade has the interesting distinction of being a grass type focused on not just sunny day weather, which is cool. It doesn't learn Rain Dance or anything, but it does like have decent synergy with stuff other than Sunny Day. But also, it's just obviously it's really good with Sunny Day. It learns Weather Ball, it learns Solar Beam, it has Synthesis. Good Pokemon to pair up on a weather team. And I'm really partial to weather teams. Gen 4 had the second most powerful weather of any generation, so this makes it good.
Was it 3 or 5 that had the most?
5 had the most.
5, yeah.
Because 5 introduced more weather setting abilities, gave weather setting abilities to more Pokemon.
Okay.
4, Drought was still only on Groudon in Gen 4.
Did Torkoal not have it?
I don't think so. It might. I don't think so. I think that's a hidden ability, right?
I thought that was Torkoal's thing.
Torkoal gets Drought as a second regular ability in Gen 7 Plus.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's why
It's-
I remember it. That's when I played competitive.
Yeah, its ability is White Smoke, which is just clear body.
Great. I mean, I guess that's not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. Like clear body's a good move or a good ability to have. It's like it blocks Intimidate, which is fine. Not really necessary for Torkoal, but
Poor Torkoal.
Cranidos. Cranidos is the Cranidos and Rampardos are what happens whenever min-maxing goes wrong.
Yeah.
They min-maxed
yeah.
it. They gave it huge stat, a huge attack stat, and a fantastic ability in Mold Breaker. But they made it slow and they made it frail. So even not very effective moves can usually take this Pokemon out before it can do anything.
Yeah. What does Mold Breaker do again?
Mold Breaker ignores the opponent's abilities whenever you're attacking.
Ah, okay.
So
yeah.
you can hit Wonder Guard, or you can hit Levitate with Earthquake, stuff like that.
I see.
Also, like stuff that would normally reduce damage whenever being attacked doesn't. Magic Bounce doesn't reflect Stealth Rocks, which is also pretty good. It's a really good ability. It's fantastic. Like, such a good ability that they literally just gave it to the Gen 5 Legendaries outright, and it was busted. But outright, they changed the name to Turbo Blaze and Turbo Volt or whatever it was.
Turbo whatever.
Yeah, they changed the name to Turbo Blaze and fucking Big Boy.
Big boy Chungus.
But I still do think Cranidos is a pretty solid design. Rampardos is a significantly weaker design, but they're both.
I
pretty
agree.
Cool.
I love Cranidos, this little silly guy.
B tier, and I'm gonna go all the way down to D tier with Rampardos.
Ooh.
I don't think the design works, and I think it's just an aggressively bad Pokemon to use. And hey, guess what? We have another victim. Less egregious.
I really like I love the idea of the fossil Pokemon in this one's being like hardcore attack and hardcore defense, but they needed something else.
Yeah. And another similar thing in my book where the first design is much cooler. That being said, much smaller gap and also much not quite as strong of a first design. Shieldon and Rampardos are both pretty good. I like Shieldon, very cute, and also they're less negatively affected by their or did I say Rampardos again?
You said Rampardos.
Shieldon and
It's a
Bastiodon, sorry.
Bastiodon, yeah.
Bastiodon.
Or Bastodon.
But they're both still very they're decently solid Pokemon. They're much more usable. Sturdy is a very good ability for them. Not really necessary because of their defensive stats, but it doesn't hurt. Sturdy in Gen 4 doesn't really do much for them. It doesn't have the Focus Sash ability yet in this generation.
Yeah, it's just one hit KO.
So, really, I'm basically only going for their looks. They can set Stealth Rocks. They can survive a few turns. That does make them usable. That makes them not bad, but they're not good still. And also, I'm personally not as big a fan. C tier for both of them, honestly. I almost want to give Shieldon a bit higher because I think it's cute, but it's not as cute as Cranidos. I want to pat Cranidos' bald little head.
Bald.
I'm going to rank all the Burmy together. I think Burmy's a cool concept.
Burmy!
That being said, Burmy can't survive shit.
Burmy's so bad too.
Yeah. Burmy is cool. I like that it changes forms. I like that the forms have different types. They really did take advantage of the fact that there's different forms in this gen. I don't know that it really needed the split evolution. because Mothim's not great and Wormadam's not
Yeah, I
fantastic.
don't know why they. Yeah, I don't know why they did that with him.
Well, I mean, it's because like female bagworms don't fully develop in a lot of species, so
Oh,
it
is that
is
true?
like it is inspired by real life. A lot of female bagworms will not develop into, like, they won't develop past like a larval or pupal state a lot of times, so they'll stay like that. So it actually it tracks, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't make the Pokemon better, and also it means that if you get a male Mothim, you're just like, oh, I don't get to use the gimmick.
Right.
Once it
yeah.
evolves, it gets worse. It gets more boring. I like Burmese design though. It's a C tier for me. I'm just throwing all of them in there. I do actually like the grass cloak more in terms of its actual design, and the steel cloak or the trash cloak more in terms of its typing. But I'm not gonna rate them separately because God, I've already got so much work to do. And hey, Wormadam right up there with them. It's Burmy, but
More
bigger.
Burmy.
Yep. It's like if Burmy got fat, and that's it. Its little weird swirl on its head gets taller, and it gets a big nose, and that's it. Mothim is a D tier. Mothim's just boring.
Nothing's really boring.
It's boring and bad. Speaking of boring and bad, I actually really like Combi and Vespiquen. But
I love Vespiquen. It sucks that Vespiquen's bad.
I understand why they give it a split evolution. I get it. It still doesn't mean that I like having to go to honey trees and get male Combi 75% of the time that I can't use. And whenever I do get the one that I can use, it's still not a good Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't make Combi like the Gyarados or Milotic of this generation. Vespiquen looks like it should be an absolute powerhouse.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm talking like Heracross levels of strong.
Combi's a C tier. It's a very cute Pokemon, but I hate it. I hate its guts.
I like how there's multiple of them.
Vespiquen's a B tier. I actually like Vespiquen a lot. I like its gimmick of having like the 3 moves: attack, defend, and heal order. It's actually, if it can survive, it's pretty decent at setting up. The issue is that it's not very good at surviving. Especially with that huge rock weakness. It also gets Power Gem as coverage, which is a very good move, and especially for a special attacker, can put in some work. A lot of other Pokemon actually got Power Gem in this generation, which gave a lot of Pokemon, like Persian specifically, also got a buff from it because having that rock type special coverage was good for Persian.
Woo Persian.
What?
I said woo Persian.
Oh yeah, Woo Persian. Also, just generally having this physical special split buffed a lot of Pokemon. Again, like Persian, which previously, as a special attacker with only normal stab, was bad. Now, it's usable. Barely. Pachirisu's fantastic. Pachirisu won. Pachirisu won VGC. I don't know if I'd go S. I love it a lot.
S because of the VGC. The VGC is what kicks it from A to S.
Okay. You're right. Pachirisu won VGC. You can pick your favorites. There was actually a very specific reason that Pachirisu was picked for that team, but it's still a beautiful success story for my beautiful little electric squirrel. Maybe one of the best Pikachu clones.
I agree.
Just because it's not. I don't know.
He's kind of
doing not a very good Pokemon. It's not a very good Pokemon. It's maybe actually one of the weakest, besides Plusle and Minun. It's maybe one of the weakest Pachirisu clones. One of the weakest Pikachu clones out there. But it's a success story. It's a beautiful success story.
I beat Pokemon Pearl when did Pokemon Pearl come out? 2006?
That's only 5 years after 9/11. Damn.
Wow. I was 8 years old and I played a Pokemon and I won the game with a Pachirisu, a Quagmire, and a an Empoleon, and I beat the game. I didn't catch anything else. That was it.
Big fan of the blue boys, huh?
I love blue.
Speaking of water types, though, I fucking love Buizel and Floatzel. They're so cute.
Weasel's cool. I
They're
like
so
Weasel.
cute. They've got they're otters. They got their little puppy nose and their big old tails. Oh my god, I want to hug one.
Water doggy.
The water doggies. Also, one of the another contender for one of the best transitions to 3D. They're still incredibly cute in 3D, which not a lot of Pokemon suffered from the move to 3D.
Agreed, but Weasel looks nice.
Buizel and Floatzel both made the transition great. Buizel is an A tier, and Floatzel is maybe an A tier too. I might say B tier. They're also
I like
both
how
pretty.
Floatzel kind of has like this confident beach babe look.
Yeah, listen, I got the. You think I don't got the confident beach babe look?
I think you do.
I'm fucking hot.
It's true.
But like, look, I'm even on a beach.
What? That's Buizel Beach.
It's Buizel Beach, baby. Anyways, Floatzel's also pretty incredibly useful. It gets Waterfall, which is a great move. Got Flinch, got physical attack, got the water, got high damage. Good. It's just generally pretty. It's decently bulky, not super bulky. It's got good speed. It's a very balanced Pokemon. I love a balanced water type. I'm biased. If you look at this tier, you might see a lot of water types.
There's so much blue.
Yeah. Hey, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's not as much
6,
blue
7,
as I thought
8,
it was.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 of this tier are water types so far. I do have a disproportionate love for water types, and also 4 of the S tiers are water types. I'm a water trainer at heart. It's who I am. I am boiling hot. No one can go near me or they will literally die. Yeah, that's why I only stream. I'm isolating myself from the world. It's for your protection. Cherim. Cherubi and Cherim. I like Cherubi. Cute Pokemon. Not very usable. One of the first Pokemon with an ability immune to ability suppression. Fun fact. Because this was
true, yeah.
Yeah, this was the generation where they introduced a bunch of form change abilities or a handful of form change abilities, and they made a lot of the form change abilities immune to ability suppression. So, Cherim has the distinction of being immune to a bunch of form ability suppression stuff. Also, there are niche cases where Mold Breaker cannot ignore the special attack increase that it gets when attacking. It doesn't do anything basically all the time. Why would you care about the opponent's attack whenever you're attacking them? Sometimes it matters for some reason. Anyways, Cherubi gets B tier. Cherim gets C tier.
I like how it's a little Sakura petal. I think that's really cute, but like, it's so rare that you see Cherim ever. You literally never encounter it on the base game. You have to have it on like a specifically designed team for it, and it's bad.
Yeah, it's one of those Pokemon that you do have to go out of your way to get it. Wait, Cherim's Pokemon 420. Should I go get a gummy? I'm good. That being said, we got Shellos. East or West Shellos?
I am a blue Shellos man. I think the blue Gastrodon just looks better. I don't like the funny little like lumps that pink one has on his head.
I love pink Gastrodon and Shellos.
I guess we have to fight to the death now. We have to play a competitive game, and we both have to use our respective Shellos.
East versus West Shellos, guys.
East Coast.
Cherubi's 420. Blue Shellos better? You guys are teaming up on me. You guys are teaming up on me.
Sorry, I like blue.
No, there's like 3 people in chat who are like blue Shellos.
He's got the little sea bunny things.
I do like the little sea angel wings. I think both of them get B tier. They're both pretty good Pokemon. And Gastrodon does too. Also, they're all incredibly usable. I'm partial to pink Pokemon too. You know, I like pink water types.
Gastrodon's good. It's like the first Gen 4 type that isn't a starter. That was good.
Yeah, no, I mean there's a decent amount of good ones. Like Floatzel's actually pretty good, but Gastrodon is good. Gastrodon's beautiful. Also, you can give it water absorb and put it next to a surfer.
Yeah.
It's good in doubles. Anybody with water absorbs automatically gets like a rank up in doubles because you can put it next to a surfer.
Well, does it surf only hit the 2 enemies?
No, surf hits everyone on the field.
Does surf hit everyone? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why water absorb surf is really good. If you watched my Violet run recently, I actually abused that in Blueberry with Clodsire. Clodsire gets water absorb. So I stuck it next to my Slowbro and surfed a couple times. Ambipom sucks. I hate it. I already didn't love Apom, but Ambipom's F tier. Ambipom's a fucking freak of nature.
Ambipom
What's wrong with
his
face? Yeah. It didn't need another hand. It's gross. Hold on.
It looks like they ran out of ideas.
Looks like they ran out of fucking love. They didn't have any shits to give this creature. Look at this. Look at this fucking weird ass face. What's wrong with it? Stinky.
It's kind of growing on me.
Stinky and nasty. Well, it can fucking shrink on you.
Why did the finger look like nipple?
We don't have to talk about Ambipom anymore.
Why does Ambipom have udders?
Drifloon! It steals children. Also,
yeah, isn't that funny?
Also, it's a pretty good event Pokemon, like in-game event, not like event like Wonder Trade or whatever, or Wonder. What's the fucking thing called? Mystery Gift. Mystery Gift. Not like Mystery Gift, but like in-game event. It's cute. Aftermath is a unique ability. It's actually Fantina is a pretty good user of it. I like Drifloon. I like Drifblim.
Have I told you about how I lost a platinum Nuzlocke? To Drifblim?
To Fantina's Aftermath?
Yeah, to Aftermath. I made it with one guy left and then died on Aftermath. And then I lost the entire Nuzlocke.
Yep, that is not an uncommon story. That's why I say Fantina's an effective user. That Drifblim will whittle you down and then let you die to your own attack.
Yep.
I think in this generation, no, I think in general, Aftermath only works on contact moves though. So if you have a special attacker, which honestly, most of the things you're going to be using against Fantina aren't special attackers, but if you do have a special attacker, it can't really hold up to that. It won't get you. That being said, I'm putting both of them in B tier. I like them well enough.
I think they're cute. I like the balloon. Yeah. It's got a little cloud.
How do you feel about the Hate Bunny?
I like Baneri. I think Baneri is really cute.
I like Baneri too. I think it's funny that one of the friendship evolutions they introduced in this generation starts with the lowest base friendship level of any wild Pokemon you can catch.
Tsundere?
This creature starts with 5 friendship.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It hates you. It starts with almost maxed out frustration.
Friendship is such a weird mechanic.
Friendship is, I mean, it's not really that weird. It's pretty good. I like it.
It's not that weird. It's just weird that it exists at all.
I think what's weird is that they introduced friendship and then introduced affection and then consolidated friendship and affection again.
Right.
They were like, we have friendship, but we need a new mechanic. Let's add friendship too. And they were like, 2 friendships is too much to keep track of. Let's put them back into 1 friendship. And then because of that, Sylveon had to, Sylveon now has a hard dependency on the fairy type thing. Like, it already needed to have a fairy type move in its slot, but now it's like, okay, you just can't get the other ones if you have a fairy type move, because otherwise Sylveon's unobtainable.
Yeah.
Anyways, Baneri gets A tier for me because it's very cute. I love it. I think it getting Dizzy Punch is really cute. Lopunny is, I think, pretty obvious furry bait. This is one of the first generations that I think Game Freak actually leaned into it and did it on purpose a
Gen
little
4
bit.
is so furry bait.
So I'm gonna knock it down to B tier, and then for Mega Lopunny, they were like, nerds want to fuck this creature. How do we make them want to fuck it more? And the answer was ripped leggings.
Ripped tights.
Yeah, ripped tights. So it gets D tier. Fuck that shit. You know?
Talking about Pokemon Smasher Pass, though, it's time for Miss Magius.
Oh baby, I'd smash anything with a cool hat. Oh
I
shit!
Think it's hot.
I actually, I like Miss Magius. I like that it's.
I love Miss Magius.
I like that they finally gave Misdreavus a decent usage by making it evolve. Misdreavus sucked. Okay, I
Misdreavus
talked
is
about
so
this
bad.
last generation. Misdreavus sucked, and also you could only get it in the actual post-end game. Like, you have to get to the post-game, the actual literal end of the post-game, no less. You have to get to fucking Mount Silver before you can get the only weak-ass ghost they introduced to this generation. Why? What were they
It's like a little
thinking?
reward. It's like a
Anyways,
little
Miss
reward, and then
Magius
you
is
get-
pretty good. It gets B tier.
I like Miss Magius. I think
I
Miss
like
Magius has
Honchkrow a lot
funny-
more.
It has a funny stat spread. Do you know Miss Magius' stat spread?
I don't. Hold on, I'm looking it up.
It's all three of them are one of two numbers. It's like 135 and 55 on or nothing else.
60, 60, 60, 105, 105, 105.
Yeah.
It's incredibly mixed special attacker. It's wow. What fucking stat spread does Misdreavus
It's
has?
such
Because
a
this is
weird
still
stat
awful.
spread.
No, this is actually still bad. What stat spread does? I mean, it's not awful, but it's pretty bad. What stat spread does Misdreavus have?
Worse.
Oh my god. What is this? 60, 60, 60, 85, 85, 85. It's just
Hooray.
why is this a single stage? I will say this does fall victim to the thing I was talking about earlier, where it really doesn't feel like it was conceptualized at the same time as Misdreavus.
That's true.
Like-
Miss Magius does look like it has a tonal whiplash.
It's an evolution. It feels weird. Also, they just kind of put a hat on it. What is it with
Cool hat.
actually, you know, what is it with the fucking, hold on.
I think it's hot.
Honchkrow evolves with the duck skin too. What is it with the Duststone evolutions and just putting a hat on them?
You get hats. Cool hats.
They should have just made the Duststone a hat.
I agree with your
Misdreavus is kinda
Honchkrow
silly.
decision though.
Honchkrow's good. Honchkrow is a good design.
It's just yeah,
I
he's just good.
I like crows. I like the mob boss angle. I like that it's got the necktie. It's just cool. Also, adding the bit of
Yeah.
red and adding a bit of red into the design really does like break it up. It makes it a lot more interesting. Just a
Absolutely.
very good Pokemon. Very good Pokemon. Very good design. Pretty usable too. Just overall solid. It does. Hold on. I want to see if it's got the same stat spread gimmick as.
They call me Haunch Man.
100,
Call me
125, 52, 105, 52, 71. Nope. Very different. Slightly
Very
better stats. Just because of the better, like, distribution. I didn't realize its defensive stats were so bad, actually.
Yeah, he looks
I
like he
guess
should
just
be pretty
having-
bulky.
Yeah, I mean, it feels pretty bulky just because it's got a lot of HP and decent, like,
Big and
flying's a
round.
decent type for resistance. It doesn't have... It covers the fighting weakness, which is usually Dark's biggest thing.
Mhm.
Anyways, how can I get to the end of this before I have to take insulin? The answer is no.
No.
So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to inject insulin. I'm going to get a bit more tea, and I'll be right back. I'll see you guys in a few. Kay, do you want me to leave your mic on, or?
Yeah, leave me on.
Okay, hold on. I'll put you on the BRB screen. Give me a second.
Okay. Yeah, you know me.
Okay, here we go. We got a big old K on the BRB screen.
Wow, look, it's me.
Chill with them. I'll see you guys in a second.
I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, oh wait, because Discord uses my mic directly, not my voice meter output.
Ah. You know me, the fighting freak Knuckles. And we at Pumpkin Hill. You ready? I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep down the Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here. I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I gotta hold my head, cause I have no fear. This probably seems crazy, like a graveyard theory. A ghost tried to approach me, he got leery. Asked me a question and he vanished in a second. A ghost pumpkin in the alley. Didn't seem happy, but he sure tried to get me. Had to back him up with the fist, but crack him. I hear someone saying, you're a chicken, always scared. It had to be the wind, cause nobody wasn't there. I searched and I searched as I climbed up the wall, and then I started to fly. I went in deeper. Let it get to me. It's just gonna creep down the Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here. I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I gotta hold my head because I have no fear. It seems crazy, like a graveyard theory. A ghost trying to approach me. He got leery. Oh no. It's spooky up in here. It's crazy. But I gotta keep it going. I'm Knuckles. So, how you guys doing? You ever heard of Pokemon before? I have literally no idea what a Pokemon is. I think my favorite one is the one that turns into a gun. And then like a gun dragon. You guys get it? It's a really funny joke. See, hey guys, Peter Griffin here to explain the joke. Oh no. I'm Gilbert Godfrey, back from the dead to let you all know that eating your vegetables is a good idea. Be sure to eat at least 3 servings of vegetables a day. It's healthy for you. You guys ever see this video called Dog Sings La La La? It's really funny. It's like a dog and he starts growling and then he goes la la. La la la. Fun fact, Kay doesn't like it when I call and I can't see the rest of it.
I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep.
Down in Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost piece.
What's up, guys? It's it's Blur. It's the name of the channel. Yo!
You heard me do the entire Pumpkin Hill rep?
Listen, I've got wireless headphones.
Oh no! I thought you weren't hearing me.
Listen, I don't know if you've seen every stream I'm ever on. Anytime I'm on anybody else's stream, I sing the Pumpkin Hill song. Like, that's not even a joke.
No, is that real?
Yeah, it's real. I honestly thought that was the bit. Go to any stream of Rats or Callies that I've appeared on. Like, I'm in the background whenever they're like not talking or whatever, going, I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep down the Pumpkin Hill. I gotta find my lost piece.
It's so funny because that came on my playlist. That was totally random.
Synchronicities, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Also, it said, fun fact, Kay doesn't like it when I call them babe.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Anyways, we got Pokemon to rate. We're an hour in and we're not even done with. I don't even think we're halfway done with Gen 4.
Nope.
Glameow. This Pokemon kind of sucks.
I think the idea behind Glameow is really funny, but they didn't go hard enough on it.
I like Purugly more than I like Glameow.
It's like a little princess that turns into an ugly ass hag. I like it.
Yeah, I like Purugly more because it's like got more of an identity. Glameow's just a cat with a curly tail.
Yeah, I keep
And it's a
confusing
bad
Glameow
cat.
with like Purloin.
The only good thing it's got is it's got fake out and assist, but every cat has those.
Yeah.
Yes, K, my jerk mate.
Oh no.
Hey guys, we use gender neutral terms on this channel. Don't talk about people's boyfriend or girlfriend. Talk about their jerk mate.
About the jerk mate.
Anyways, Glameow gets a D for me, and Purugly gets a C.
Purugly gets a C, and I really like Purugly because Mars is a really tough boss fight.
I like Mars. I like Mars. Mars does
Mars
give
is hot.
Purugly bonus points, but also just I like a big, chunky, ugly cat. Like much more visually interesting than just a regular ass cat.
I agree. Garfield.
I know a lot of people don't like it because they like it's ugly, and yeah, it is ugly, but
Yeah,
it's like
ugly, that's the point.
it's an interesting kind of ugly, and it's not a bad looking design either. It's ugly but
Right.
not bad looking, right? I like it.
Yeah, it's a little hag.
Chingling is cute. Chingling doesn't feel like it's related to Chimecho.
Yeah,
I can put it
Chingling
in
doesn't. Chimecho is way better.
Yeah, I don't love Chimecho to begin with, but
love
I
Chimecho.
don't love Chingling more than I like the cry. But that's true of a lot of Gen 4. They were just having fun with it. They had better
They're having fun with the
DCM
new
sampling,
soundtrack,
so
yeah.
they were like, let's just put a bunch of interesting instruments in here. Yeah, they got the da whoop, they got the bililililoo, like the little Batman but bells. They got a lot going. Chingling, it didn't need to exist though. That's the thing. It really didn't. Also, because of all the baby Pokemon they added this generation, they had to add a bunch of instances. I am of the strong person. Due to my strong personal convictions, I would like to stress that I think that they should have just made if they introduced a new baby Pokemon, just fucking don't worry about it. Just from now on, that Pokemon breeds into the baby Pokemon. You don't need to give them a special item to
that's
keep
so
it
strange. Right.
You don't need to keep the lore consistent on which
Right.
Pokemon have which babies. Like, I really don't care that my Chansey now gives birth to a Happiny instead of a
You don't.
Chansey.
You don't understand. What if somebody breeds a Chimecho and then ports it all the way up to Scarlet and Violet, and you have a level 1 Chimecho? What? No.
But then level 2 Blissey wouldn't be possible.
How would I have a level 2 Blissey? I love Stunky. I love its little butt face. It's so cute.
Stunky's funny. I like Stunky a lot.
Stunky's a B tier.
I
Stunky's
thought
so
you were talking
cute.
about Scrunky for a second.
I love Scrunky too. Scrunky's a little guy.
Yeah. Scrunky used to be a Pokemon. What's Scrunky's type?
Um,
Let's say normal glitch.
I don't think Glitch is a type.
Glitch is a type
It's
in
a bird
RBY.
type. Bird type.
Yeah, bird.
Man, that's a tough one. I don't know enough about Scrunky. I think bug type.
Yeah, I gotta say bug electric. I think that's Scrunky's type.
It's a fucking Joltik. And honestly, Skuntank, I feel like a very solid evolution to Stunky. I think they were
Great
cowards
design.
for making it blast the stink out of the tip of its tail instead of its ass. Because Game Freak are cowards, and they should have made Skuntank shoot the nasty out of its ass.
The nasty out of its ass. Isn't that one of those leaked Vince McMahon tweets?
Citrus, if you were a Pokemon, I don't know. I think you'd probably be Pure Fire. I don't know. That's what goes on in my brain.
I'm Ice
Pure Fire
Fairy.
type for you. Bronzong. Bronzor and Bronzong. I think
I
strong.
love them. I think
I
they're
like them.
cool.
I think it's so I'm gonna be honest. really weird feeling evolution. Like, I get it. It goes from a gong to like a ceremonial bell. Very like
Oh,
it's
that's
cool.
what he's
It makes
supposed
sense.
to be. I thought he was a shield.
No, it's a gong. It's a bronze. It's a bronzor and then a bronzong. But the gong one, the one that's named gong, isn't the gong. It's weird. Also, for some reason, they made hypnosis bronzong's thing, and I'm not really sure why. They were
Yeah,
like
it's kind of weird. I mean,
they-
vibrations.
so-
I guess.
Of all the Pokemon, they were like, this Pokemon's really special because it can hypnotize people and summon rain, and you're like, it doesn't learn Rain Dance, and a lot of Pokemon can do both of those things. Like Slowpoke can learn hypnosis and Rain Dance.
That's true.
Anyways, it was strong Pokemon, B tier for both of them. Bonsly. This is another one of the baby Pokemon that just feels like it wasn't designed at the same time as its evolution.
I think the next 3 are all of that.
Happiny kind of feels thematically... Happiny feels closer than the other two, but specifically Mime Jr. Bonsly feel weak.
I do like that his name is Mime Jr.
I think Mime Jr. is pretty funny. What's up, Mail?
Hi, Mail. I'm gonna be real. I don't like either of these guys. I'm gonna go D for both.
Yeah, I almost want to give Bonsly a little bit more credit because I like that it's
that's his little
I like-
crybaby face. You
I
can't
like
give
that
him
it
pity.
cries. I like that it cries because honestly, same. But I think I kind of agree with you. I don't like the clowns. I don't get why they keep trying to do the clowns. All the clowns
They
are
do a
in D
lot.
tier. All the mime clowns are in D tier. Happiny slightly better, C tier.
Maybe slightly better.
I like the gimmick. I don't actually like the gimmick. I fucking hate the gimmick. Why would I don't like the making a baby Pokemon evolve with an item. What's that about, man? What's that about? You make me give the Pokemon an item to have Happiny in the first place. It doesn't learn any moves that would really need me to do that. I guess some egg moves, I guess. And then, on top of that, you make me give it a fucking rock to hold so that it can evolve. Why?
Because it's pretending it's the egg.
So, thematically, I get it. But also, just like, there's already a special evolution requirement for the second stage. It levels up with a friendship. I am of the personal opinion that Porygon should be the only Pokemon line that evolves with more than one stage not level.
Yeah.
I think all 3-stage Pokemon should have one level evolution. Chatot funny because you can make it say fuck.
You can make him scream, but also he was a dick and he was an adult in Mystery Dungeon. You need to pay your taxes.
I was gonna say he's a dick in X and Y because he had 100% confusion.
Oh yeah. But you can make him say the F word.
The guild master is gonna hate you, you fucking worthless piece of shit.
Worthless piece of shit. Now give your tithe.
Wake up and go to breakfast. Also,
Did you
Loudred's doing this from
pray?
now on. You're gay.
Away.
All right, Chatot gets C tier for Chatot. I like I like that it's a colorful bird. I think the music note head is kind of funny. I do
too,
like that
yeah.
you can make it say fuck, even if that was a very poorly thought out feature.
I just like that you could scream. I'd rather have just this loud bit crushed DS.
You can scream really loud into your DS microphone, and it gives it a 50% chance to confuse. It is the you get a competitive advantage for screaming as loud as you can into your DS microphone, and I think that's pretty funny. An egg move is a move that can only be learned by breeding a Pokemon that already knows the move with the Pokemon a female of the Pokemon that you want to have the move.
It's a very neat idea, and I hate
Yeah.
competitive Pokemon breeding. I hate it so
Um,
much. I hate IVs. I hate shinies.
Egg moves have mostly been phased out.
Good.
So they still exist. There are still egg moves, but a grand majority of them have been replaced with tutors or TMs, so you can just teach the move to the Pokemon.
I needed 3 egg moves to make a competitively viable Weavile, and it was a Weavile.
I refuse to. I'm not doing competitive. If I'm doing competitive,
I
I'm
did
just
it
playing.
once, and I'm never
I'll
doing it
play
again. I'm just-
Pokemon Showdown. That's about the most
Yeah.
competitive I'll do. Imagine being in the car with your dad while doing shout out. Oh, Chatta. The chatter for Chatta. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I
He just starts screaming in
Oh
the car.
man, I was in the car with my dad, and I was playing Gym 4. I was battling one of my friends, and my Pokemon were a lot lower level, but I was still winning. And then he got flinches 5 turns in a row, and I died and lost. And I said, "Damn it!" and almost cried because I said, "Damn it" in front of my stepdad. I was like,
Gosh, diddly Ardent!
I was such a good little Christian boy back then. Now I am none of those things. Spiritom's cool, I guess. I don't.
Well, I like Spiritomb. I think
I don't have a
Spiritomb
huge-
is cooler Sableye.
I think that it's really shitty that you
I
can get Spiritomb by repeatedly stealing the flag from one or interacting with one person in the underground, but it takes forever.
I like that. I think Spiritomb also had a cool transition to 3D because they added the layering. You could see him come out of the rock now.
Oh yeah. I do actually like Spiritomb's design.
Mhm.
I like that it's got the odd keystone down there too. That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Mail, how are you on this much delay? I put this on ultra low. There should be like 3 seconds tops of delay.
I just checked the stream. There's no delay. It's like 2.5 seconds at most.
Okay. Mail, I think maybe the reason you've been complaining about the delay is not because I've had it on normal.
Wait,
Anyways.
hold on. Marco, now we can test how long the delay is.
Polo.
Thank you.
Blur, I will send you another chat when you read this.
It's time.
4 seconds, which means 2 seconds of latency. That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Okay, Gibble. I love Gibble.
I love Gibble. He's so
Little
funny.
Shork. A
Little
tier.
triangle.
A tier little triangle.
Little triangle.
Honestly, the whole line's great.
Gabite, also cool. He's a good middle
Gabite's
of
a very good middle evolution. And Garchomp is fantastic.
Oh,
And
I
also
love Garchomp.
so scary. Oh my
He's
god.
so good.
Okay. Ice Shard eliminates this motherfucker.
Yeah,
But it's so
Earthquake.
scary until you get there. It knows Earthquake and Dragon Rush, and they both kill you so hard.
Yeah.
Also, it's got decent synergy with sandstorms.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You alright?
Okay, now I'm unmuted on stream. I forgot to unmute on stream. All right, let's get back into it.
Yeah,
Garchomp
Garchomp
just
is
good.
good.
Garchomp good. Good synergy with Sandstorm. Good moves. It's so fast. I don't like Mega Garchomp though.
Mega Garchomp happened, and it was so much worse than regular Garchomp.
Yeah, I think it would be funny if Eviolite worked on Pokemon with Megas. That'd be pretty funny.
That would be funny. Do you know what? Do you know why Mega Garchomp is so bad?
Not off the top of my head, no.
He loses speed.
Oh, I do know that. I did know that actually.
He loses speed.
Yeah, it's It's wild.
He gets like
He
100
gets an
extra
attack
attack, but he
boost.
loses speed, so it
Yeah.
literally doesn't matter. So you could just have any water type out there, and they can breathe on him.
The whole reason that Garchomp was really good is because it had high speed and Sandstream.
Yeah.
Munchlax. Fun facts about Munchlax. Munchlax was the first Pokemon to debut in a game outside of its original generation. It happened with other Pokemon in the anime first, specifically Ho-Oh and Togepi, but Munchlax is the first one to appear in a game. It was Pokemon Trezei, and then later Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red and Blue.
Wow. Interesting
And
fun
also,
fact. I don't like
and
Munchlax.
also Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. It was not obtainable in any game before its debut generation, but
Right.
it was pretty cool. It was also pretty iconic in both the Generation 3 and 4 anime.
That's true, yeah.
It featured heavily in the end of the season 3, or at the end of the anime after the, what was it, Mew movie? The Lucario one. Which also
Sure, I don't know.
was which was also I don't know much about the anime, but I have to know these fun facts, man. Otherwise, what am I here for? Mystery of Mew. Pokemon in the Mystery of Mew. Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, or whatever it's called. The one where the tree was Mew's immune system.
Did they
But
go to
anyways, I like Munchlax. It's cute. I like it in Smash. It's actively bad for everyone on the field.
I don't like Munchlax.
I think it's fine. I don't think it's great, but I like it.
When I was a kid, I thought he was Chowder.
Chowder.
I thought he was Chowder.
He kind of looks like Chowder. I mean, honestly, I would.
There was
If,
this-
next time I get a Munchlax, I might name it Chowder. I'm never gonna get a
There's this
Munchlax
thing-
again, but
That like a lot of neuroatypical people do, and they always talk about like they did Smash Brothers before anybody else. You talk to a neurodivergent person, and they are obsessed with crossovers for some reason. But I didn't think that. I had a weird version of that where I would just think that things that I saw were other people. Like in Jet Set Radio Future, I saw Yo-Yo, and I was like, yeah, that's Eddie from Ed, Ed and Eddie.
that's pretty cool.
They're the same character.
I wish
the
I wish I
same
had that.
guy.
I wish I had that kind of whimsy.
And I thought Munchlax was Chowder.
I'm not beating the neurotypical allegations, but I thought that everybody just liked crossovers because they were cool. Yeah, I'm not beating the ADHD allegations.
There's a couple other ones, but I don't remember them off the top of my head.
Yeah, I always thought Munchlax was Munchlax, and that was pretty cool. I think. Riolu. I love Riolu. It's just a little man.
He's a little guy. He's a doggy.
He's a
For a
little
big
puppy. So specifically, I'm loving. Okay, Advos art. No, no getting around it. This man draws Riolu in every situation a dog would be in.
Oh my god, amazing! I need.
It's
to look that up.
fantastic. Hold on. You know what? We're moving back to the big K cam. Give me. Actually, you know what I can do? Hold on. I can put me on here. Why am I so fucking big? What the hell?
You're so big and round.
I'm so big and round.
I'm so big and round. You have to
Hold
help.
on.
You have to use your pee.
No.
The salt will make me shrink.
Hold on. I'm gonna switch to a different, not Minecraft. Hold on. Here we go. You know what? Sure, that's good enough. Okay, I need to pull something up, so I'm gonna switch to this BRB
Wow.
screen.
Everybody play Railgrind.
Everybody play Railgrind.
Everybody who's watching right now, play Railgrind. I know there's so
Okay.
many people who aren't in the Railgrind server.
I'm just gonna go to Advos art. And you know what I'm gonna see? I'm gonna see Riolu. Okay, here, let's get back over here. Fantastic artist, draws a lot of little Riolus. Look at this boy!
That's me! That's what I do! That's just
Look
the
at him!
movements that I make.
We got
That's also me.
Planker, Mips. Ooh.
Scrunky!
This man draws so many Riolu.
Oh my god. Heyo.
Puppies!
Deltarune!
Oh yeah, we got Noelle down here,
Oh,
but we got
Deltarune.
puppies!
That's
Yo, I love the
What the hell
buffies.
is
It just this man has improved my love for Ryolu.
Bark.
Just because of all this shit.
Bark.
Because of all this precious bullshit. Here, if I click on Ryolu, we can just get the Ryolu stuff. Look at this.
Borf.
Borf, borf, bark, bark, bark. Yeah. Look, he's driving.
Is he hitting the whoa?
Whoa, dude.
That's me.
This is the fucking Gmod dance. But yeah. Aw, for
I
baby.
need to draw a Scrunky doing all of this.
So this is why Ryolu's gonna rank high. Part of why Ryolu's gonna rank high for me. I just wanted to share that with you guys.
Amazing.
Every time I want to change tabs on this, I have to unfull screen it, and it fucks up my source. So I have to transition back and forth. Anyways, Ryolu's an A tier. Ryolu's an A tier. It's a perfect little puppy.
He's the guy.
Also, Lucario, pretty good. I actually like Lucario a considerable amount less. I do still like Lucario quite a bit.
Yeah, Lucario's pretty cool.
I forgot. I was like, why did I get the ping noise for that? And that's because I don't have streamer mode turned on. I forgot I turned it off. Let's turn that back on.
For the very brief moment that I ran Sword and Shield competitive, because that was the last Pokemon game I played and I didn't buy the DLCs for it, I ran Whimsicott, and then I would use Beat Up on Lucario to get the stat boosts.
Yeah. What, because of Justified? Yeah.
Yeah.
So in Gen 6, actually Beat Up on Lucario, then Mega Evolve was a huge strat. It was fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I did Beat Up on Lucario and then Dynamax.
Yep. Anyways, Lucario, maybe A tier, I think B tier. I still like Lucario quite a bit.
It took 2 minutes to get through the animation. Because
Oh
the
my God.
Dynamax made everything so slow.
Oh yeah. Also, it pauses for the Justified stat
Yep.
boosts and the messages
Yep.
every time.
Every time.
So one thing that fan games did, and that I think Pokemon is starting to do in some of their non-mainline games, and have basically, I think they're gonna pick up in their mainline games finally, is just have it happen while stuff's happening.
The greatest thing I ever saw in the universe was Pokemon Legends Arceus when you pressed the button and then the move happened and the health bar dropped immediately. It was beautiful.
Yes. But now it's like, so what I'm saying is like stat boosts and messages and stuff will just happen on a rolling basis in some games.
Yeah.
Like the attack happens, the animation goes off, stuff starts happening, and you go through the text boxes and other stuff starts happening while all that's happening in the background. You can mash through
Beautiful.
it though. It's great. Beautiful. Mwah. Beautiful. Every game should do that. Every game should be mashable. Anyways, what do we have? Mega Lucario. I like
He's
this.
fine.
Slightly less than Lucario, but still quite a bit. It's okay.
Yeah, he's fine. It's
Uh,
just more Lucario.
It's over designed. Actually, I think it's less furry bait than Lucario.
True.
I think that I don't. So there's a lot of furry bait in Gen 4. I think Lucario was actually kind of not accidental, but not as heavy-handed as some of their other Gen 4 and 5 stuff.
True.
Like hold on, they've got fucking Lopunny. Apparently Floatzel's supposedly furry bait. I don't get it. I like Floatzel
don't
though,
see it.
so whatever that means for me, you guys can make your own fucking conclusions.
We're all a little
Hippopotamus.
furry.
Hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus. I love his name.
I love my creature, my little creature. I actually don't love this creature that much. It's a C tier for me, but I think it's pretty cute.
He's very dopey.
Very dopey. And Hippowdon is similar. I think it's fine.
I don't like Hippowdon for one reason, where I think I'm getting a shiny and I'm not. It's just a female Hippowdon.
Oh yeah, especially in Legends Arceus.
Yeah. But I like Hippowdon's design. I like that it's a hippopotamus that sits in the sand instead of the water. I think it's got a really cool look to it.
Yeah, I mean they did that twice this generation, and it worked both times more or less. Take a water creature, put him in the sand.
True.
Scorbunny. Cute. Little
I love
Scorpion.
Scorpy. I do not like Trapion.
Drapion, less cute. Also, I think it just kind of is a bit over-designed.
He's cool.
Maybe even D tier.
I don't like him at all. I think.
Yeah,
I think
I don't
this-
hate him, is what I can say for him. I don't
know
like him, but I
why
don't
they-
hate him.
Why did they give him a neck? His character design worked just fine if
Well,
it was.
no, he doesn't
if they
have a
got,
neck.
like-
He has a long torso. Look at this,
Yeah.
no neck. He's sitting here
Just
like
get rid
this.
of those 3 segments and then put his head down there and give him really big hands. Thank you for the demonstration. That's very important to me.
Yeah. No
Now
neck.
elongate your torso by 13 ribs.
Okay. Krogunk. Fantastic
I love
boy.
Absolute
Fantastic
guy.
boy.
He's such a
A
little
tier.
slimy bitch.
I'm still very partial to blue guys.
True.
But Krogunk is a pretty good blue guy. The orange
His
really,
movable
the orange
is-
brings a nice bit of contrast to the design, but doesn't distract. I like the binding tape in the middle. Just overall cool.
His
I also
typing is nasty. His move pool is nasty.
that typing is nasty. This boy's stinky. I love him. Also, I like that they did the Gen 1 thing that Gen 1 did a bunch, but they did it well. Gen 1 liked to put clothes on their Pokemon.
Yeah.
But they did it this time, but it's not clothes. It looks kind of like clothes, but it's not clothes. Unlike Gen 1 where Machamp and Machoke are just wearing a belt and underwear.
I love characters with that expression. There's so many of them with that mouth. I love that mouth.
Yeah,
an
he looks like
expression.
he looks like he's just giggling. He looks like he's snickering at me.
Sans. He's Sans.
Toxicroak I like less.
I think Toxicroak is less good, but I still think he's pretty fantastic.
It's still pretty
I
good.
like him a lot.
It's still pretty good, but I like it less. Is a thing.
Mhm.
Still a good type. Very good move pool.
I just realized, does he have a thong?
Oh yeah, no, he's got tape. He's got tape on his dick.
I see.
I wonder,
It's small on my screen.
can you use binding tape on your dick?
You can.
Actually, you can. You can tuck and use tape. That's not an uncommon thing.
There's nothing stopping you.
Carnivine is not good. I don't.
I
think.
like Carnivine. I think he's a little dopey little guy.
I don't. The design isn't particularly interesting. The Pokemon's not particularly usable. And it's
Yeah.
a weird situation where you have to wait till late in the game to get a Pokemon uncommonly in one area, and it's not a good Pokemon.
Yeah,
I don't-
Safari Zone guy should be good.
This is like a less egregious version of the Mischievous thing.
Yeah, true.
Ask a
Plus, he has a
drag.
weird move pool. He just
Yeah,
does
okay.
stockpile shenanigans.
Oh yeah, Stockpile is just not a good set of moves. Stockpile,
it's not
Swallow,
good.
Spit Out are just bad. If you kept the defensive bonuses, they might be better. But Swallow is a bad healing move, and Spit Up is a bad attack move, and you lose
Right.
the defensive bonuses whenever you use them. What's the point?
What's the deal?
What's the
It's
deal
like
with what's
it's
the
like
deal
buy-
with Stockpile? It's just bad move economy. That's the thing. It's bad turn
Yeah.
economy. Finneon, I think it's really funny that Finneon and Lumineon walk around on these bottom fins. These are feet.
Yeah.
They
Lumineon
don't
is
well
my
they do
favorite
swim,
EV.
but they walk around on their little tiny nubby baby bottom fins.
I think these are the most forgettable fish.
They are. Finneon and Lumineon are actually very weak Pokemon. I don't think they're bad, but I don't like them. I
They're not
actually
bad.
I
expect more.
dislike Lumineon, and I don't care that much about Finneon.
Yeah, they're my
I think
favorite VD
Finneon gets C
evolution.
tier. And Mantike actually, another situation of why did they need this baby Pokemon?
Yeah, why? Why baby?
So sometimes the baby Pokemon makes sense to kind of flesh out like just a line that was lacking something. Mantine felt like a pretty good solo mon, like on its own.
Mhm.
And then they decided, oh, Mantike Meditech exists, and it evolves whenever you have a Remoraid in your party. But it doesn't use the Remoraid, so you just get
Yeah,
another
use
Remoraid, so what's the
Remoraid.
fucking point? It was spontaneous Remoration. D tier. You don't make sense, you're kind of cute, I guess, but not
And you
particularly
smell
interesting.
bad. And you're white.
And you're white. I like Snover. Snover's
Snover's
D tier.
great. All right, are you guys ready to make the same joke? Are you guys ready to make the one joke?
Obama Snow!
Obama!
Also B tier.
I like him though. He's pretty cool.
Yeah. Snow Warning's a great
He's scary.
ability.
He's a scary guy.
Yeah, Snow Warning's a great ability. Ice Shard on a Snow, Snover, not Snover, Obama Snow is pretty good. I actually did say Obama Snow on accident that time.
That's okay. That's okay. I
Um,
forgive you.
It gets better later, but it's just pretty good. The weakness to fire is intense, especially since it's the ace for Candace, and you already have an Infernape if you're playing... Like, Infernape's already one of the stronger starters, so it does roll over in the actual proper game, but, like,
No, it
outside
rolls-
of the
no.
main game, it's pretty good. Outside of the story, you know?
It rolls Snover.
It rolls Snover. Mega Obama Snow is an Abomination.
He is an abomination.
It's another one of the ones where it's like, this Pokemon Mega Evolves and now it's suffering. Why?
Oh,
Why do you
yes.
keep doing that, Game Freak? Stop
Game
it!
Freak, Game Freak, please call in a drone strike.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we've got this cool thing where you can only Mega Evolve your Pokemon if you have a strong bond between the Pokemon and the trainer. That doesn't happen in the wild. You have to love your Pokemon a bunch for it. And then it's got entries that are like, this Pokemon's back grew wildly out of control, and now it feels nothing but rage. And this Pokemon the Mega Energy was too much for this Pokemon, so its jaw broke. It's very frustrated that it can't eat.
Yeah,
Like,
like
What the
evolutions are
fuck,
so-
Game Freak?
They're like fan game morbid.
like they already have, like, I'm fine. So the oh, this is a soul of a lost child, or oh, this Pokemon abducts children, whatever. That's quote dark. This is you are actively causing.
You are
The only
hurting
one
them
who
by
can
Mega
do this.
Evolving
The
them.
only one who can do this to this Pokemon is you, and you are the one actively making this Pokemon suffer.
Is it the one for like Mega Alakazam is that it gets so smart it learns when it's gonna die?
It already knows when it's gonna die. Hold on, I gotta look at the Mega Alakazam one now.
I think I could be making that up entirely.
Hold on, let's see. Actually, Mega Alakazam has one of the most tame Mega
Okay,
descriptions
good.
ever. It sends out psychic power from the red organ on its forehead to foresee its opponent's every move. Having traded away its muscles, Alakazam's true power has been unleashed. With its psychic powers, it can foresee all things.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
made it
pretty-
up. I made that up.
That's pretty basic.
Some of
But
them
a
are
lot,
bad,
so
but-
many of the Mega Evolutions are like, this Pokemon's suffering and it's all your fault.
Yeah.
Weavile's cool. I like Weavile. Weavile feels like a
Weavile.
necessary evolution for Sneasel. I like it. A tier.
Weavile is so cool.
I like that. So, Gen 4 added a lot of good ice types. 4 ice types. They're still bad. They're still ice types, but they're a lot better than ice types had been up to this point.
Weavile's
I
a
appreciate
fantastic opener.
What?
It's a fantastic opener.
Yeah. gets-
Focus Sash Weavile is really good.
Yeah, and, it gets fake out too, right? So
It
you
gets
get
fake out.
you get a free fake out turn to remove focus sash on your opponents, and you get a free setup for a hit for a turn.
Icicle Crash hits both if you play doubles.
Nice.
Icicle Crash hits both targets.
If you're not
And then
playing
it's
doubles,
got
what are you
a
doing?
steel. It's got Metal Claw. That's pretty
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
Weavile is pretty good. Magnezone, I like Magnezone, but I don't like Magnezone that much. I kind
I
of
don't
wish they
think
had.
Magnezone's right.
I kind of wish they had the balls to make it like 9 Magnemites in a
Nine
big
Magnemite,
ball.
Yeah.
I would have loved if it was just like the Pokemon Infinite Fusions Magnum. Hold on, I gotta switch this back to the BRB for a second so I can.
Okay. Is there an infinite fusion where you just make 50 Magnemites? Ball? A ball? My favorite Punch-Out character, Ball.
Hold on. Where is it? I gotta find the image. This is just showing me all the cool fusions. Okay, well, I don't think I can find it, so I might actually have to play Pokemon Infinite Fusion to get this later.
It's okay.
But it's just a bunch of Magnemites. It's like 3 Magnetons of Magnemites. Which it goes down for, so Magneton, I put it in D tier. I think it's kind of lame. Once they double down on it, and it gets way more interesting. So
Yeah.
if that was what Magnezone was, I would put that in maybe B tier. Licky is an abomination.
Licky is an abomination, and that's why I love him.
I don't love him. What the fuck? Why does it have Wi-Fi?
My man came with the 5G.
This man's sending out the 5Gs, turning your fucking kids gay. You put the Bill Gates vaccine in the water. I hate him.
He was needed though. Lickitung was so bad.
Lickitung was so bad. But I just wish that it wasn't this. Also, according to the decks, that big belly is not full of food. It's full of more tongue.
Amazing.
There's
I
just
like
a
him
bunch
even
of
more
tongue
now.
rolled up in
I
there.
like him even more now.
Yeah. It's like how woodpeckers got tongue wrapped around their brain. This guy got tongue wrapped around his everything.
Big and round.
Big and round with tongue. Rhyperior, Yperior more like.
Rhyperior is such a Gen 4 move.
Yeah. I don't like it. Also, I don't like that for some reason they just made its signature move slightly better Rock Blast, but still very bad. Rock Wrecker's not a good move.
Yeah.
Tangrowth, it's
cool.
fine. It's just
like
more Tangela.
Yeah. I love Peggy.
Yeah, it's a big pile of vines. I think I like it more. Is it Tangela or Tangela? I think it's Tangle plus Angela. So
Angela. I say Tangela.
okay, I say Tangela. Licky is #1 in the item licking competition. What
Item
that tongue do? That tongue do lick, which is an awful move.
Hey, it was the only
Lickitung was a
ghost
Gen
type
1
move.
Pokemon, and they still made Lick a ghost type move. What the fuck were they on?
I know, right?
And they really
be
fucked
fair-
over ghost types in
fair.
Gen 1, man.
Lick was the only damaging ghost type move in Gen 1.
Well, aside from Nightshade, which doesn't do
Yeah,
type
Nightshade doesn't
effectiveness.
count. And
Yeah.
there was like Confuse Ray and Will-O-Wisp, maybe?
Will-O-Wisp has never been a ghost type move. I thought it was too. It's
It
never
was
been a
fire?
ghost type move. It's
What?
always been fire type.
Weird.
Yeah. I listen, up until like last year, I thought it was a ghost type move too. Never been. It's just because of the name. Electivire. I like it. It's cool.
I like Electivire and Magmortar. I think both of them are pretty cool.
I like Magmortar actually. Magmortar is like ugly, but I like it a lot. It's
He's-
a cool ugly.
Yeah, he's imposing. He's like, yeah, that looks like a boss, you know?
Yeah. Also, he's left apparently. I don't know why he's left type. In Pokemon Too Many Types, which I recently played through,
Because
he's
look at his hand.
he's a liberal gun type.
No, he's left. He's left.
He's left gun. Yes. Is it because he's holding up his left hand? Is that it?
Yeah, he's left-handed.
Okay.
We need some good representation, and Magmortar is all we get. Okay.
Togekiss has a really cool cry, and honestly, that bumps it up to B tier for me.
I love Togekiss. Yeah, I think Togekiss
Yeah.
is neat. Little
Hold
airplane.
on. You guys listen to this. Okay, you won't hear this unless you're on the stream.
I'm not on the stream.
You hear that shit? That sounds fucking ethereal. It's magical. I love it. B tier. Also I used Togekiss in my personal playthrough. It was fine. It's not a particularly good Pokemon, because the only special type flying move it gets is Air Cutter, which is okay, I guess.
Yeah, but it gets like every other good move, so it's okay.
It does have solid coverage. I just didn't enjoy using it that much. I used it because I liked its cry and I liked that it was a big bird. I love birds.
Boy.
I'm a big fan of Boyds. Yanmega, actually, it does not feel like it was designed at the same time as Yanma. It does feel like a natural evolution to Yanma still. Also
I
a
agree.
B tier.
Also, speed boost.
Speed boost is busted. Any Pokemon that has speed boost is busted. Blaziken's busted with speed boost. Yanmega's busted with speed boost. Ninjask is even busted with speed boost.
It's funny how important speed is, that even putting it on a huge delay is like overpowered.
Literally, even putting speed boost on Ninjask, who is the top 3 fastest Pokemon in the game,
Still matters, yeah, because of stuff like Tailwind.
still busted.
Is there an Intimidate for speed ability?
Kind of.
They should make that, and then that would ruin the game.
Yeah, well, instead people just use Sticky Web or Trickery.
Yeah, Sticky Web, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Yanmega, pretty alright. It's fine. I think it's interesting that it evolves upon learning Ancient Power.
Yeah, that's
because
pretty
it's
cool.
like it's an ancient damselfly. It's like megafauna that wouldn't exist today. That's the idea.
Yeah.
It's just cool. And plus it does look ancient, and that's why I kind of like that it doesn't feel like it was designed at the same time.
Mhm. Gimmick evolutions are always really, really good.
Yeah, it's an interesting gimmick. Leafeon. A lot of people like Leafeon. I think Leafeon is a fine Pokemon.
I think Leafeon's fine.
It is one of the more fox-looking evolutions. It's kind of fox dog energy going on. Very, very prim and proper. I think it's fine. It's cute. It's not one of my favorite evolutions though. And Glaceon is kind of in the same boat for me. A lot of people
He's
really
the
like Glaceon.
hottest evolution.
Okay. I disagree. It's made of ice.
Nope. Glaceon is the best evolution, and you're all wrong.
I think Glaceon's fine. I don't dislike Glaceon at all. I think Glaceon's marginally better than Leafeon for what it's worth, but I am an Umbreon truther.
Which is makes it good.
I am an Umbreon truther. Umbreon is the best, and Espeon is a close second.
Umbreon is really good because Umbreon's tanky.
Umbreon's tanky and also a dog. I like Whoopi. Okay, but I scrolled to the very end of the list. That's not where we need to go now. Ooh, man. Gligar needed an evolution, and it got it in Gliscor.
Got one.
Its eyes got fucked up.
I like Gliscor.
I like it. Its eyes are fucked up. Where did it go? Here it is.
On the other side.
Okay, so I like Gliscor. I think it's B tier. It's pretty good. I thought it was poison type for the longest time.
Wait, it's not?
It's ground type. It's yeah, no, it's not poison type.
Ground
Hold
what?
on, you got me doubting. What'd you say?
Ground what?
Ground flying.
Ground flying? Oh.
Yeah, it is ground flying.
Oh.
Hyper Cutter is fine. Basically, all it did in this generation was prevent Intimidate. So, it's fine, I guess.
He got really good in Scarvio, apparently.
Yeah.
Something happened to Gliscor that like made him busted.
Well, so it in Gen 5 it got Poison Heal, which combined with Facade and Toxicorp makes it actually really good. But
that's why I thought it was poison.
Yeah. But it's pretty good. It basically, with a poison orb in its hand, it gets status immunity, it gets leftovers, and it gets a boost to Facade, which is a good move. So
yeah, that's pretty good.
Pretty good. It doesn't get any of those things in this generation though. So
yeah.
Mamoswine, another ancient power evolution.
I think Mamoswine's cool.
It's okay. I like Swinub and Piloswine more.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly Swinub. Swinub's a precious little bean bun. My precious little coffee bean. Piloswine's
tiny
funny.
Guys get huge.
I don't like that you can see its eyes now. That's kind of fucked up.
That makes
What happened? Why are its eyes out?
bald.
Put him away. Cover him up, slut. Anyways, Porygon Z's bad. But it did one really good thing by existing. It let Porygon 2 use Eviolite.
True.
Which made it even more defensive and tanky. Gee,
I
I love
wait
my
for,
tanky Pokemon that can learn recover. Porygon 2's pretty good tank at this point.
I saw a fan-made Dark-type split of Porygon Z called Porygon.exe, and I thought that was really funny.
That is pretty funny.
And I think they should add Porygon.exe.
I think Porygon, the various Porygons are pretty good in Pokemon Infinite Fusion because they make a bunch of characters either glitchy or video game characters.
Yeah, true.
Which is pretty good. A pretty good gimmick. Galley's pretty good. I don't like that it's got its weird little orb diaper.
He does have a weird little orb diaper, but I like the split for Gallade.
I don't know if
Galley's
I like it
good.
more than the Gardevoir line. I don't love it, but it's fun. I like the blades. That's really it. I like that it's not just a woman. I do think it's kind of fucked up that they made it a male-only evolution. Why do only boys get the blades?
Because Gardevoir can double jump.
Why do only boys get the diaper?
Boy, only boys get the diaper.
A Mega Gallade sucks.
Mega Gallade's pretty lame. He's pretty boring.
I like the cape and I like nothing else about it. The blade gets less interesting. It gets a weird
fuck outta here,
coif in
Wally.
its hair.
Get
Fun
the fuck out
fact,
of here, Wally. I walled you with a single steel type.
Fun fact, my mom thought that hairstyle was called a queef for the longest time. I'm pretty sure she didn't. I'm pretty sure she was just fucking with me, but
Yeah, that would be funny.
Permapass.
Beautiful.
What the fuck?
No notes. No notes. 110 out of 10.
Why it got so nose? I like it. It's B tier.
So funny.
I like it more than Nosepass.
Mustache.
It kept the compass theme. It doubled down on the compass theme. It's got more noses. In some of the 3D generations, the noses detach and blast you. It's pretty funny.
His mustache is iron shavings.
It's pretty. Yeah, he's got a proboscis. That's what the probo stands for. It's funny, you guys.
I want a third evolution and call him Schnozpass.
Man, what does the nose just get longer? Squidward nose.
It just gets round. It's just like a big round.
Yeah,
circle.
just big and round, you know.
Big and round.
Dusknoir.
I like Dusknoir. Too
I like
bad
this-
Dusknoir is objectively worse than Dusclops.
Yeah, especially now that Dusclops gets to Firelight. It's another situation of the best thing this evolution did was give Eviolite to its pre-evolution. That's always going to be the case if you add an evolution after the fact that to an already defensive Pokemon,
I
unfortunately.
think he looks super cool if he was his own thing.
He looks super cool, and
I like his belly.
he's got a
his belly
pretty good
button.
role in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers games.
That's also true. But
How
he's
is he
just
on the
like
B tier?
he's just worse than Dusclops.
Yeah, worse than Dusclops. Pretty cool.
And he also doesn't look enough like Dusclops.
I get the color scheme's pretty much identical. The design changes a lot, but a lot of these evolutions change the color scheme and the design, so it looks less close. I think the color scheme is pretty much the same, so it does actually still track a lot.
I guess.
I agree that it doesn't. It still looks like it was designed at a different time, and that's a sin that all of these commit though.
I like him though. I like
Yeah,
Dusknoir.
I liked it. I like Dusknoir. I'm a Pokemon mystery dungeon head, so Dusknoir gets points there. Frostlass, I fucking love Frostlass.
Frostlass is so cool.
My cool lady. Weird that Snorunt evolves. Am I saying? Yeah, Snorunt. I was getting Snorunt and Snover confused in my brain for a second. Yeah, weird that it evolves into Frostlass, but honestly pretty cool.
What a glow.
The whole body, the head is the whole body. Everything else is just kind of hanging there.
Yeah.
I think Ice Ghost typing is incredibly frail, but pretty cool.
It's such a cool type, yeah.
The Lo-Fi Pokemon radio froze.
Uh-oh.
Okay, it's back. We got it back, guys. Don't worry.
More like Snow.
It fucking froze again.
Radio. KDO.
Sure. The live stream's fucking up, so I'm just moving to a regular video version. If Dusknoir was made today, it would probably be a regional variant. I don't know that I agree with you, but I do get the sentiment. Like, it's just kind of like, it feels like a side grade almost.
Mm-hmm.
It does feel like the design was meant to be sort of a climax for the line. But it's not outright better in any way. Alright, Rotom. I'm gonna rate all the forms at once.
I loved him until he stopped being unique. Like, I loved Rotom when he was just a little ghost in the Hana Chateau, and I hate him when he's in my goddamn phone and he won't shut up.
Yeah. So, Rotom in Gen 4 was in the first two games of Gen 4 was always Electric Ghost type, and in Gen 4 as a whole was unique to only one location, the Old Chateau. Basically instantly.
And then they ruined him.
Yeah. So Rotom was already breedable, so you could have as many as you wanted in that game, but it was still kind of a unique Pokemon. One of the few genderless breedable Pokemon at that point, but still pretty cool. But then, as of Gen 6, it became more common. And as of Gen 7, it was officially everywhere. Rotom was in your decks in Gen 7. Rotom was in your phone Gen 8. And it talked. Rototo, Berserk, nice photo.
Berserk. Nice photo, dipshit.
Nice photo, dipshit. I do have the Rotom fatigue a bit. I also think it's kind of... I think it's good that it got the individual types on each form. I still think of it as a Ghost Electric type all the time. My brain never updated. It's fine. C tier.
Rotom is just better cast form.
Yeah, it is better at doing what cast form does, because you get to pick what type it is and stick with a consistent set.
And only two of them are good.
You are not at the whims of your opponent. Is really what it boils down to. Cast form is bad because it has bad stats and your form can be changed by your opponent, which is fucked up. Also, if your opponent sets the weather, your form is always going to be weak against them almost all the time, except for Grass Sun teams. That's the only exception.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
There's only two good Rotoms too, which sucks. I wish there were more of them.
What? Oven and water?
Heat and Wash are the only good ones.
Heat and Wash, yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes Mo gets used, but not really.
What, you don't want to use Leaf Storm? If it got Contrary, that might be useful, but they all have Levitate. Which, granted, pretty good on electric types.
Yeah, definitely.
Electros is a great example of that. That's the only reason it ever saw any use. Honestly, I have no opinions on any of these. I like Mesprit more than the other two, but I don't really... The emotion fairies, I don't have any huge opinions on.
The lake babies are nice, but they are just like both in design, in lore, and in the way that you get them. They are just worse versions of the Reggies.
they're just kind of boring is the thing.
Yeah.
Like they're all the same, and
Right.
like the Regis at least, like they have elements in common, but they are all different Pokemon. These just have different colored heads. That's it. They don't even have particularly unique sets.
Yeah, just
Azelf
very
gets
sketchy.
Stealth Rock and Explosion. That's the only
Really?
reason.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah, that's the only reason that it's any different from the other two. Yeah. The Azelf is also the only one that sees competitive use, by the way, because it gets Stealth Rock and Explosion. I don't know. C tier, I guess, all of them.
Yeah, sure.
I don't have any strong opinions.
Average.
Yeah, they all look cute. I like Mesprit slightly more than the other two. Because it's the first one you get, so it's the one that I actually had on my team. But that's not because of anything specific.
I like Azelf the most. I like the triangle.
I think Azelf is actually the best of them because it's slightly bulkier and has Explosion and Stealth Rock. But there's just not a lot to distinguish him. Dialga and Palkia. Great designs. Honestly,
Absolutely fantastic legendaries.
over-designed, but that's good because they're legendaries. These
They're
are
just
some of the
cool.
first legendaries that felt like big fucking guys to me.
They had a presence to them that nothing else had at that point.
Yes. You could feel their pressure, not just because of their ability. Gen 4, the last generation where basically every legendary had pressure too. I'd say A tier, both of them. Palkia I like
Yeah.
slightly less.
I like Palkia slightly more. That's funny.
I like the typing on Palkia more, but I like the design slightly less. I did also play Diamond growing up though, so I
played
really
Pearl.
I really like how the legendary statue looks like both of them.
Yeah, that was really cute.
Really, really, really cool. Like I love little ambigrams like that.
Now
neat
let's
stuff.
not talk about their alt forms. Let's.
This is okay.
Those-
Squid. I will say, Squidward after he swallowed the clarinet in that one episode.
Well,
I don't think F tier.
I think F for Dialga and D for Palkia. I hate Dialga's form so much.
I actually kind of like the armless, like, it almost looks like like statuesque on Palkia. But I don't
guess.
quite like it. I almost like it is the thing, but
Mhm.
it doesn't hit. It's still bad, right?
It doesn't hit. It's bad.
It looks like I think it's supposed to look like statuesque and kind of like somebody riding like a horse, but an armored horse, but it just doesn't.
Here's why I don't like Palkia and Dialga in their weird forms. They Gen 4'd a Gen 4 Pokemon.
Yeah. I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to give them origin forms kind of like Giratina, and
Mhm.
that's cool. Giratina's origin form, it
It is
wasn't
cool.
really. It was like an alternate take on Giratina, not like
Mhm.
they fucking amped it up to 11. It had better
Yeah.
stats, but it was just it was the same design reinterpreted. These are just like they were
Shadow's
like,
here.
we gotta make this thing more. Let's put him on a horse.
They really like their horses at this point in development, didn't
I
they?
fucking love horses though, so I can't blame them. Giratina, base form, I think C tier, origin form B tier.
Yeah, I agree. I like Giratina.
I actually like the base form quite a bit, but I like the origin form more. But I don't really. It's held back for a number of reasons. Also,
I like it because it's so incomprehensible. It's a thing. It is. Giratina
Yeah.
in its normal form looks weird, but it doesn't look like Eldritch.
It's a
And its
horse
origin form
worm.
has yeah. Its origin form has this weird Eldritch kind of serpentine,
Oh.
winged. It's incomprehensible in a good way.
maybe that's what they were doing. Is they're kind of doing an inverse of the Giratina thing, like where it goes
Oh.
from a horse to a worm. They were like, oh, let's make them horses.
Well, let's make them horse. I don't know if that's it, but sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Second best horse worm in Pokemon. Heatran. That's fine.
I have
guess.
no opinions on Heatran.
Yeah, that's fine. C tier. I think it saw some competitive use a little bit. It's a post-game legendary. which this game had a few of. It's fine.
I want you to tell me your thoughts on Reginald Gregarious.
Awful, bad Pokemon. I like the design, I guess.
I really like his design, but
I think it's
I can't.
I think it's so
just-
fucking sad. I can't think of it
It's
as
so
anything
sad.
other than a sob story. It's like he's got broken legs and no arms.
I would rather him have Truant.
It's one of the only examples of an ability that's worse than Truant, because it's just you can't do like Truant. You can do something
can't.
the first turn.
Yeah, at least with Truant you can pull something
Slow start,
off.
you can't
Slow
do
start-
anything ever.
It's
You have
Gen
to wait
4. They should
5
have known that 5
turns.
turns. 5
Okay.
turns is a death sentence, even in Gen 1.
Yeah, it 5 turns. Oh well, no, maybe not in Gen 1, but in Gen 1 you see Pokemon that literally live. Even in competitive, you see Pokemon that literally live until they run out of PP. I don't think.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
By Gen 3, I would say you should probably know
But
that
yeah.
5 turns
But-
is just an absolute no-go.
But still, it's five turns is a death sentence, and it wouldn't be so bad if it had like better options to set up during those 5 turns. But it can't do anything
Mhm.
during those 5 turns. It's slow. It has no attack. It has no means of healing back up during those 5 turns. It's just useless until it's dead.
yeah.
I'm sorry,
5
Regigigas. I like your design, but I cannot divorce you from your absolute uselessness.
I agree.
Cresselia is fine. Again,
Crecilia's fine.
I like
It-
Cresselia as a counterpart to Darkrai.
Mhm.
I like my Moonduck. It's an interesting design. I feel like they could have done this design better. Like the ideas could have been executed on better, and it
Yeah,
just
I
doesn't
agree.
do anything interesting either. Like, also, I think it's really kind of weird that they put a legendary and a mythical in a duo.
Right.
And also that they put Darkrai in the Pokédex after Manaphy and Fion.
True. Manaphy and Fiona are weird.
Because they could have put Darkrai and Cresselia next to each other in the Pokédex, even in spite of it all. They didn't. C tier
Mm-hmm.
on Cresselia. I almost called it Lunatone. Not Lunatone, Cresselia. Okay, next up, we have Fion.
Yep.
Fion
It's
is the
Fion.
next in the Pokédex. It's bad. Its design is literally just a worse version of Manaphy. Its stats are a worse version of
That's our worst
Manaphy.
version of Manaphy.
It doesn't
It's
get
moved.
Heart Swap, which is the only interesting thing that Manaphy does. It's cool, I guess, that you can make a mythical Pokemon lay an egg.
And it gives
That's-
a worse version of itself.
Yeah, that's the start and end of my comments on Fion. That's the only compliment it gets. It's just kind of a goofy ass sea butterfly
Why is it there?
or sea angel maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know what Manaphy is supposed to be.
Manaphy is cooler. Heart Swap's an interesting move. It doesn't see really any
I have no
utility in
idea
Gen
what it
4,
does.
but it gets more utility later. What?
I don't know what it does. What does Heart
It
Swap
swaps stat changes with the opponent.
do? Oh, okay.
It's like you can. So it's like Psych Up Plus. You get their stat
Right.
changes and you give them yours. So Manaphy actually does have the ability to kind of tank its own stats and then swap them over, but not in this generation. It gets that later. So
Can it learn Draco Meteor?
yeah. So Manaphy, it's fine. It gets better later. It's interesting. The design is fine. I like that it has a unique egg in this generation. Cool stuff.
Yeah.
C tier. Darkrai.
Edgy boy, I love him.
Edgy boy. Interesting. Pretty cool in one of the movies, I think. It's got really long legs, so the sprites
Yeah.
don't show it off here. But if you actually check out in the 3D models and stuff later, it's got long ass legs. Like-
I think it's so edgy it wraps around to being cool again.
Yeah. It is actually the Shadow the Hedgehog of Pokemon.
It really is.
It's a mythical Pokemon. but it's a mythical Pokemon that everybody had because everybody who wanted to have, because there were so many glitches that let you get it.
Oh yeah, I remember all those.
Yep. Also, because they gave it away at Toys R Us for like 2 years straight. Cool stuff. I put it in B tier. I'm generally not a fan
B
of
for
the mythicals.
Darkrai.
What?
B for Darkrai.
B for Barkrai. Woof woof. I think whenever Shaman got a new form, Darkrai should have too, and Darkrai should have also been a puppy.
That would have been very funny.
Speaking of puppies, the Hedgehog Shaman is bad, and then it turns into Skyform Shaman, which is okay.
They're fine.
Yeah, both of them are fine.
It's cute, I guess, but
The best.
it doesn't even look like a
Oh, sorry.
Pokemon to me.
Yeah, it kind of looks. Skyform Shaman just kind of looks like a Digimon.
Yeah, the Skyform looks like a Digimon, and Ground Form looks like a Hedgehog.
Yeah. The most interesting thing that Shaman did was in Explorers of Sky, there was the Shaman village you could go to. Cool.
I love
I
Temmie
guess.
Village.
Yeah. Now we have the final mythical of this generation,
God.
Arceus. That used to be Arceus, but they changed it so it wouldn't have ass in its name. It's okay. Competitively,
Yeah,
it's seen
he's
a lot of
fine.
use. I think it is over-designed a little bit. It's fine. I like that it's a deer with its antlers on his body. It's funny.
Yeah, he's got inhibitor rings.
Yeah. I wish they fleshed out the ties to Unknown more.
Hmm.
That's it.
Also, I thought we already had the guy with the ties to the unknown, and it was the Entei.
Yeah, that's only in the movie. And the Unknown made an Entei for like whole cloth. That's
Yeah,
not the
right,
only
I
reason that
remember
Entei was tied to the Unknown is because they made it.
That one was just a David Lynch movie, wasn't it?
It was a fake Entei that they made of a little girl's dreams. That's not even a
Right,
joke.
right.
That's actually what happened in the movie.
Yeah, no, I remember now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
I'm-
they turned the girl into a teenager so she could Pokemon battle. That was weird. That was a weird movie.
I was glad to join this journey for you.
All right, we've reached the end of Gen 4.
I have to
So-
go now, but I must ask. Please be nice to Whimsicott and Lilligant. My
Goodbye,
babies.
Kay.
My babies. Goodbye. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for your service. But the dog's fucking dead. Guys, we're free. I'm kidding. Thanks for dropping by, Kay. Appreciate it. I'm gonna remove the source over here so that if you join another Discord call, you don't pop back up. But hey, we're 2 hours into the stream and we finished another generation. Only 5 to go. So, Victini, my favorite mythical Pokemon. I'll come out and say it right away. I think Victini is pretty cool. Victini is cute. It's obtainable in-game for most of the time. I think technically you had to get a Wi-Fi event, but that Wi-Fi event was running the entire time the Nintendo WFC was running, I'm pretty sure. So pretty cool. Also, yeah, Jolly VG, classic, but it's just a good Pokemon. It cute. My favorite mythical, the only A tier mythical, I think, goes in the A tier, unsurprisingly. Snivy. I don't like it. It's my favorite of these. I don't love, well, no, it's not. I like Oshawott more. Snivy's fine. I really just don't like the whole Snivy line. I know a lot of people do. It's not boring. It's just not my thing, right? And I think Superior, I know it's got the arms behind its back, but I think it's just an active downgrade from the rest of the line. It looks less interesting. It's supposed to look regal, but to me, it just looks like it went from being a snake with legs to a snake. It's fine. Contrary, Leaf Storm Superior is interesting. But really nothing super crazy jumps out at me from any of these. Tepig. I like Tepig. I don't like Pignite or Imbor. They're cool. I think Scald was introduced in this generation, and Scald Imbor, pretty scary. It gives it good coverage that can also burn. But the designs are just kind of weak, and I'm kind of, by this point, we're kind of sick of firefightings. So, I don't know. Tepig gets a solid B for me, but the other ones I think get just a C tier. I don't dislike them, but I'm not crazy about them. Oshawott, fucking love Oshawott, and Dewott for that matter. Yeah, A tier. Oshawott and Dewott are both very cute. I love their little scallop or whatever it's called. It's precious little babies, both of them. I would pat them on the head and give them a cookie. I don't need to say anything else because you agree with me. Samurott, it's fine. It's not very good, and it's not a very interesting design. It is a very interesting design, I think. Both Hisuian and base Samurott. Hisuian's a much more viable Pokemon, but I'm not particularly interested in either. I don't really like the beard it gets. I get what it's supposed to be. Like, it becomes like a proper samurai master. It's an old man now. But for some reason it gets down on its legs. They really changed the ambulation on all these Pokemon, huh? Tepig stood up and the other two laid down. Weird stuff. Not crazy about it. I will say, I overall like Gen 5 a lot, but a lot of the early designs are just kind of weak. Speaking of weak early designs, Patrat. As much as I am Pat, as much as I love Rat, I do not love Patrat. Or Watchog. Actually, Watchog I like less. Their eyes are funky, and they're otherwise boring rats. So they're just boring Pokemon with one interesting design element, and it's interesting in the worst kind of way. I'm sorry. Also, they're not particularly interesting in terms of their moves or usage. They're fine, they're not bad, but they're not great. I don't have a lot of opinions on them beyond that. I did try to use Watchog. I tried to use it in Gen 5 and in Gen 7. Didn't do anything for me. Lillipup line. They're puppies. They're cute enough. They're pretty boring. Stoutland's the most interesting of them, and it's still not that interesting. Yeah, Hertier's fine. Stoutland's fine. Whatever. They're just dogs, right? They're just sheep dogs. What you want me to say? It's a puppy. It's a puppy. I love puppies, but it's also a Pokemon, and Pokemon should be more interesting than just a puppy. Speaking of just an animal, we have the Purloin line. Same deal. It's a cat and a leopard. The most I will say, the most interesting thing about this line is dive cats. Using assist to use dive on lagging tail cats. So they use dive first with Prankster, turn 1, and then turn 2 they use the actual move with Lagging Tail, which was no longer affected by Prankster because they weren't using assist, which is a status move. So they go first, you'd attack, you'd miss them because they were diving, you'd attack again, you'd miss them because they were diving, they win again. They never won any matches, but they could stall any match ever. Just awful. Absolutely heinous, stinky stuff. If you did dive cats, you belong in the deepest circles of hell. Okay. The monkeys. I'm partial to monkeys. I like Pansage. It's cute. Simisage is a fucking dork. The Pompadour's kind of funny, I guess, but I don't like it. Pansear is okay. Simisear is ugly, and I feel the exact same way about Panpour and Simipour. They're just, the monkeys, they don't do anything interesting. They tried to push the pledge moves on them. This was also the generation that we got triple battles going. So they tried to make them like, oh yeah, these guys, we got an elemental trio you can get. You get one based on your starter. Yeah, whichever one would be weak to your starter, you get it, so you can kind of cover up your coverage for triple battles, you know? They're not good in triple battles. They're not good in general. And they're not particularly interesting designs. They really do feel like they just went, oh, let's slap some elements on these Pokemon. Munna and Musharna. I think Munna is fine. I think Musharna is pretty interesting. I don't think they're the cutest Pokemon, but I do think that they're very visually appealing, or visually interesting. They're different than a lot of Pokemon we've got so far. I think doing like a vaporizer is kind of cool, or like an aroma diffuser, I guess is more what it's after. Really cool concept, like not something that I would think would be a Pokemon. It's technically an Objectmon, but it doesn't feel like an Objectmon, right? It's cool. I like it. Also, they kind of tied it into the Dream World mechanic they had going on this generation, which, again, is interesting. I love it whenever they tie in the Pokemon to the generational mechanics. Cool stuff. Interesting enough design. B tier. Solid. Pidove, I like. I don't like the rest of the Unpheasant line. I just like a B tier. They are fine, I guess. They're just like boring birds, really. And they don't do anything fantastic either. Zebstrika, fantastic Pokemon. Great Pokemon. I like the Zebstrika line. They are cute. They have interesting moves, like Volt Tackle is great. They actually get Volt Tackle, which a lot of electric Pokemon did not get at this point. Plus, they take advantage of the animations that were added this generation because their stripes flash yellow whenever they enter battle, which is cool. Animations were new to this generation, and their design actually took advantage of the animations, which is awesome. Elisa had one, and that was cool too. Just overall, I'm a fan. One of my favorite electric type Pokemon. Cool stuff. And another big one. I'm actually kind of a fan of the Roggenrola line. Roggenrola's weirdly cute with its little ear hole. Boldore is, I think, less cute, but still interesting. And Gigalith is, again, pretty cool. It's got the, so many. We're on generation 5 of 9. Gigalith's it's covered in rocks. It's big. It's intimidating. It's a big presence. It's got sturdy, which really you really get the benefit of sturdy in this generation because they made it a focus sash on its own. Cool stuff. Plus, its shiny is green, and I like green shinies. If you can't tell by my neat Norp up here. Woobat and Swoobat. Another kind of interesting one. I don't like Woobat that much, but I do like Swoobat. I think Woobat's just a C tier, but Swoobat is a B tier. Heart Stamp is an interesting move. It's not great, but the line in general is not great. I like heart designs on my Pokemon, and this is one of the more interesting ways to incorporate a heart design. I think it's overall cool. I think it's cool to have a vampire bat suck with its nose instead of with its fangs. I don't know. I might stream for another couple hours. But just overall, interesting Pokemon. Cool stuff. Also, I like my blue boys. We got Drillbur. I don't know that I have I don't know that I have really any strong feelings on it. Excadrill's got the ground steel typing. It's pretty powerful. I think just because I've used Excadrill a lot, I'm going to rank it B tier. But in terms of design, I like both of them. Drillbur's got the cute factor going on, and it pretty much does an exact equivalent exchange for cool factor with Excadrill. That's the thing. The slashes are cool, the spikes are cool, it's pretty fast, it's overall pretty cool. Audino feels uninspired, and I don't really like it that much. But it doesn't feel, it's not ugly, it's not bad, it's not offensive, it's still pretty cute. It's fine. I actually like Mega Audino more than Audino. I think still C tier though. It's one of the only times, I think I've mentioned it like one other time, where I like the Mega more than I like the base Pokemon. Pretty cool stuff. It gets like the coat, it gets the frill, its ears perk up, it gets the frills. Cool stuff. Audino is also, you could only get it in Shaking Grass, I believe, in this generation. And it was supposed to be the high XP yield, but it's still significantly lower than Blissey, which is the next highest XP yield. But that's just, Blissey has ridiculously high XP yield. This basically only exists because they were doing, let's redesign all the Pokemon, but they did, let's copy Gen 1 for a majority of them, and then they wanted to have a Chansey, so they did Audino. Audino also, I think, the first Pokemon that was ever depicted as, other than Chansey, in the, as being, like, the region's, like, Pokemon Center Pokemon. Cool stuff. I like the Pokemon, I guess, in concept, but the design kind of lacks, and I don't think it's that interesting overall. The clowns. I don't like these guys. Timber is the most fine. Girder and Conkeldurr both suck ass. I don't like the clown, the weird veiny clown, and I really don't like the weird old veiny clown. Just bad. Bad Pokemon. Bad design. It really sucks that they're pretty effective Pokemon too, because they're just ugly. Like, not in an interesting way, just in a I don't want to use them way. I don't want to look at them. I don't want to look at their fronts or their backs. And speaking of ugly Pokemon that I don't want to use, the Tympole line. Tympole cute. You know. I think still C tier cute, not particularly interesting. Palpitoad and Seismitoad are both ugly. Not F tier ugly, but both pretty ugly. I don't like the spheres that Seismitoad has all over it. Like, what's the deal with Seismitoad? Why it's so sphere? I'm taking this off. I'm a bit hot. It just doesn't it doesn't make sense, I don't think. It's not particularly interesting. It has a niche in Gen 5 because there were so few Pokemon relative to other gens available at the point, but it's not like, it's not going crazy or anything. Sock and Throw, I actually like. I like Throw a bit more than Sock. I like my fighting Muppets. They're not great, but I think it's funny. They're not great, and they do the thing that I hate in Gen 1, where they put just like actual straight up clothes on a Pokemon, and then have the Pokemon always have those clothes. They're supposed to be the Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan of this generation. They aren't really. Like, one of them has the punch moves and one of them has the throw moves instead of one having the punch and one of them having the kick. But just they're different. They don't really feel like they satisfy distinct niches from each other either. Like, Hitmonlee and Chan originally kind of felt like it was, oh, one has coverage and accuracy and the other has high risk, high reward gameplay. This doesn't have that. It just really feels like you've got two fighting Pokemon where one is better than the other. And I don't know. I like the Muppets. I like the designs. I think they're pretty cool. I want to like them more for other reasons, but they just are held back by basically everything that they are. The Swaddle line. I like it. It's cute, right? Swaddle, Swadloon, Leavanny. I like Swaddle a decent amount. Swadloon is basically, I like it less, but I like the idea of it being like, oh, the baby's all wrapped up, precious little baby. It's one of the most interesting pupil stages, also one of the only pupil stages that learns things other than Harden and where you can see its face. And then Leavanny is just a good Pokemon, right? Like a good design. It almost feels like Furry Bait just because it's standing up and slender, but it's not. It's just a cool bug. I like cool bugs. One of the more interesting bugs too. I like an interesting bug. Speaking of interesting bugs, we have the Venipede line. I love these creatures. Specifically, I love Scolipede. This is the other Wormhorse. A tier. Fantastic Wormhorse. I'm partial to poison types too, just because there's so few good poison types. And this is a pretty good poison type. I like it, you know? I wish they did more with it. Cottonee and Whimsicott. I don't like Cottonee, but I do like Whimsicott. It's cute, right? It's cute. It gets Prankster. It later gets the Fairy type, I think. It's pretty good. I really don't have any complaints about it. It's an overall strong Pokemon with a good design. A lot of visual clarity in its type. It's just solid, you know? I don't have any particular complaints. And I think it's pretty cute. So it earns an A tier. Plus, I mean, Gabe asked for a bit of sway with it. I'm biased, right? Whimsicott. Now, I don't like the Petalil line nearly as much. I think Petalil and Lilligant are fine. I don't really have any notes. It really just feels like they wanted to make a plant Pokemon. Where did you Mewin Muck? Where did you rate the cum? I put a Alolan Muck up here in A tier, and then I put regular Muck down here in B tier. Hisuian Lilligant is bad. I don't like the clogs. I don't like its weird gimmick. I think a lot of people like it more, but I just think it's like a worse version of Lilligant. I like the skirt on Lilligant. It's just, I don't know. Speaking of bad, I don't like Basculin. I think it's one of the most boring regional fish. Just like outright, right? It's got nothing particularly interesting going for it. It's just a fish. It doesn't do anything interesting. It's got the red stripe and blue stripe variant, and later in Hisui it gets the white stripe variant. But I don't care about the variants, right? They don't even look that different. One of them looks confused and the other looks angry. Sure. Sandile, I love Sandile. I love just this whole line is, I think, fantastic. I love my little crocodiles. I love their big old chompers. Just good stuff. Start to finish, top tiers. No notes. Crocodile, I love this. I love the sunglasses look the whole line has. Crocodile just looks devious. I don't mind that the color changes because I think the color changes kind of appropriately. Like, it really leans into the dark type and gets, like, kind of mean looking. Cool stuff. I like it. I also want to pick up Sandile in my hand and give it a little scratch on its head like this. I want to hold it in my hand like this and give it a little scratch. Excellent Pokemon. Darumaka. It's cute enough, I guess. I don't have any complaints, I guess, but I don't really like it. And I feel the exact same way about Galarian Darumaka. And Darmanitan, I actually have complaints about, and that's that Zen mode, the hidden ability, and one of the big deals about the Pokemon, is useless. it changes which type of attacker it is, but you don't want to do that ever, pretty much. What, especially not in a situation where you're giving your opponent the ability to control what kind of attacker you are. Because, like, okay, it's not super bulky to begin with, but even then, you start out with physical attacks, like as a physical attacker. Cool. So you make your moves physical attacks, right? Your moves don't change whenever you go to Zen mode. Your moves are still physical attacks, and then your physical attack goes to shit. If you build with special attacks, then you're just useless until you've lost enough health. And there's nothing you can really do to get your health low enough besides substituting Flare Blitz, right? So it's just not good. Bad. Bad Pokemon. Galarian Darmanitan, on the other hand. Zen mode? Still awful. More interesting because it gets the Fire-Ice mode split. But base Galarian Darmanitan gets Guerrilla Tactics, which is a free Choice Band, which stacks with Choice Band. It is absolutely busted, and I love it. B tier, a few notes, it's still not great, but I like it. It's absolutely scary. Maractus is cute. Oh, where did it go? I lost it. I put it in F tier on accident because I right-clicked. Maractus is cute, but not good. I wish I could use Maractus more, but unfortunately it's just not great. I'm sorry, Maractus. Maybe some other time I'll use you. Let's see. Dwebble! I love Dwebble. I love Crustle. I like a lot of the bugs in this generation. Dwebble gets an A tier because it's cute and actually pretty usable in Little Cup, which bug-type Pokemon generally aren't. It's not great, but it's not bad. Crustle. It's good. It's better than Dwebble, obviously, because it's like an evolution. It gets better movesets. It's got better stats. But it's just, I like it less. It's a big cube. It's Minecraft Pokemon version 1. Who made what? The radio? The tier list? I don't know what you're talking about, man. You gotta be specific. But just overall, Crustle, it's fine. It's still really good. BR Hardened on Twitter or X or whatever made this tier list. Okay. But yeah, Crustle's fine. Scrafty! I love Scrafty. It's a B tier. It's cute. I love him pulling up his little pants. Precious little baby. Big old bug eyes. I want this little friend following me around. Or, Scraggy, sorry. Scrafty. I fucking love this little hooligan. He's got bigger, baggier pants. He's got a mohawk. This little shit is just walking around causing trouble, and I'm all about it. Look at him. Love this little guy. I want them to cause mischief in my area. A tier. One of my favorite Gen 5 Pokemon. Sigilyph's bad. Like, it's not actually that bad, but it's not good. It's just uninteresting. It doesn't have anything going for it, right? It's not aggressively awful, but it's certainly not good. I have less fun facts for Generation 5. Fun fact, I guess, it's really annoying whenever you're hunting for Inns Pokemon and you keep running into a billion Sigilyph. Cool. Yamask. I don't have a problem with Yamask. It's a fine Pokemon, and I feel exactly the same about base Yamask and Galarian Yamask. They're both kind of just little ghost guys attached to a thing. Cofagrigus, I feel the exact same way about. That being said, I've got a fun fact about this one. Fun fact. Because of a slur that was in the name, and because of the way nicknames were handled in Gen 5, If you had a Cofagrigus in an English copy of the game, traded it to another copy, and then tried to trade it on the GTS, you couldn't. You were banned for having a bad word in your name. So you had to nickname it before you could put it on the GTS and English copies of the game. That's just a fun little game. Tortuga and Caracosta. I honestly forget these Pokemon exist a lot. I think the only reason that I care about them is because Caracosta is the partner's dad in Super Mystery Dungeon. It's fine. Both of them are fine. I don't have a problem with them, but I don't particularly like them. Alright? Like, I like that they're blue, but they're super weak to water, or to grass-type Pokemon, grass-type moves even. They don't really do a lot of interesting stuff. They're like the least interesting turtles in my book. I love a lot of the turtles, I don't love these turtles that much. Archon and Archeops. I think Archon is pretty cute. And I would like Archeops a lot more if it didn't have a Defeatist. I know it's supposed to be a limiting factor, but it's not that good where it really needs you to cut its attack in half after it reaches low health. Like, that just means, especially with it's relatively squishy, that just means that after your first turn, you don't do good damage. So, it's okay, I guess. It could be a decent powerhouse if you, like, keep it healthy, set up and sweep maybe, but it's just not good enough. It looks less interesting and it plays worse than its pre-evolution. It doesn't actually play worse. It plays pretty good, but you get the idea. Trubbish gets a bad rap. Trubbish is pretty cute. Is it a cat? The world may never know. And Garbodor. I like less than Trubbish, but I still don't hate. I think I mainly don't like it just because of the weird pom-poms on its head. I think that they just look goofy. I would rather it still have the weird, like, trash bag cat ears. And also it doesn't have the cute little overbite that it used to have. It traded it off for weird, like, a Garburator mouth. And G-Max Garbodor is actively bad. That's all I have to say about it. It's a big pile of stinky trash that doesn't look interesting in any way. Like, this design's already kind of dealing with overcrowding a little bit with the amount of colors and, like, just everything that it's got going on. It actually is a bit worse in motion, but this is just awful. Zorora. Top tier Pokemon. Both versions. Not like literally top tier, but very high tier Pokemon. And, similarly, Zoroark. Also pretty good. I like the Hisuian Zoroark a lot less than I like regular Zoroark. But I still like it quite a bit. I think the normal ghost type is very interesting. I think Illusion is an interesting move. It's really only useful once. It can be useful in competitive, but it's mostly useful against enemy AI. But it's fine. Like, I don't know. I think that they're cute Pokemon. I do think that they were a bit furry bait. But, like, I'm not going to discount stuff just because it's furry bait unless it actively detracts from the rest of the, like, experience. And I don't think it does in this case. So, whatever. It's fine. Moving on. Cinccino and Minccino. Beautiful babies. A tier. I love my chinchillas. They got a buff in a recent generation. Loaded Dice Tail Swipe, now that they're back in the game. Loaded Dice Tail Swipe. Or Tail Slap. Pretty good. They're just overall pretty cool Pokemon. I like my normal type rodents, and these are pretty strong Not even super early game rodents, but not late game by any means. They're just good. They're cute. They've got a decent move pool. They work well in your in-game playthrough. No notes, really. Just good stuff. The Goth line. Not just the Goth line, but the Goth Lolita line. Like the book Lolita, not like children. I still don't like the baby. It's ugly. Like Gothita's ugly. Gotharita is fine. Gothitelle is slightly better, but still not fantastic. I'm not crazy about any of the designs, but I don't hate them really. I don't like the baby. I don't like Gothita, but the designs overall are fine, right? Like, no huge complaints, but nothing stand out. They're not super great Pokemon. If I want a Psychic type in this generation, instead I use the Solosis line. Solosis is an interesting design. It is a cell undergoing mitosis. I think that it's visually interesting. I think that it stays interesting the whole way. And I think Reuniclus is a good Pokemon. Honestly, I think it's one of the most interesting, like one of the most unique designs we got in Generation 5 and one of the more unique designs we've gotten in Pokemon thus far. It's just something cool, right? Like, it's a cell. It's a big cell. But it was designed in an interesting way, and they made it kind of cute, honestly. Hard stuff, I think hard to do, and they executed on it as well as they could have. Also, it gets the cute little ears in the final evolution in Reuniclus. Yeah, I like it. I also like Ducklet. It's cute. I don't like Swanna, though. Swanna's just mean. It's ugly. It's mean. It's fine. I don't really have a huge issue with it, but it doesn't. I don't like it as much as Ducklet. Ducklet's cute. Ducklet's like saying hi to you. Ducklet's like, hey! And I'm like, hey, Ducklet, do you want a sandwich? And it's like, yeah. Swanna's like, give me a fucking sandwich. And I'm like, no, fuck you. You know? And another line that gets a bad rap, the Vanillite line. I actually like Vanillite. I don't like the rest of the line that much, but I don't dislike the rest of the line. I think Vanillish and Vanillux are fine Pokemon. I get what they're going for, but Vanillite is just a cute little tiny bit of soft serve, and I want to pet it. I want to pet it and then freeze my hand off. I want to exist near it and just appreciate its cuteness, right? That's all. That's all I want. I'm rating all the deerlings at once. I want to like them a lot because they're deer, but guess what? They're just deer. They're just deer, man. I like the season mechanic. It's interesting, but it doesn't really do anything other than that visual design, and I like the visual design, but not enough to make them not just deer. They're just always deer. Some of the Sawsbuck are slightly more interesting. I like the winter form the most, but they're just deer, man. They're just deer. Emolga is one of the better Pikachu clones. It's got a flying type. It's pretty usable as far as Pikachu clones go. It's better than Pachirisu in terms of usability, but it's less cute, and it didn't win VGC, so I don't know. Excuse me, sorry. Okay. Karrablast and Escavalier. Why are they separated from the other guys? Why is Shelmet and Excelgor all the way over here? I'm moving them over here and rating them at the same time just because, like, they were meant for each other. I don't like Karrablast. I think Escavalier's fine. I don't like Shelmet. I don't like Excelgor. I think that their trade gimmick is interesting. Like, you have to trade them with each other in order to get them to evolve. And whenever you do, they just evolve. Both of them have to evolve for either of them to evolve, as far as if I remember correctly. So you can't give either an Everstone or anything. It's interesting, and they're fine Pokemon. They're bugs, so they're kind of hindered by that. But really, what it boils down to is just like, they're kind of ugly, right? They're kind of ugly little creatures, and I don't like them. I didn't use any of them in my playthrough. If you're playing alone, you just get the babies, and it's kind of hard to justify using them. Excelgor does have access to Water Shuriken, which it's one of the very few Pokemon that do. But I don't think that makes it that much better, really. I don't know. And then we've got the Among Us Pokemon. I'm putting them in B tier. I actually kind of like Fungus and Amoonguss. I think they're an interesting take on the Mimic. They are kind of uninspired. They just put a Pokeball on a mushroom. But I think it looks cool. And I think they're pretty usable. They're mushrooms, so they get Spore is really the best thing about them in terms of usability. But their design is fine. It's pretty basic. I really just like that their names are Fungus and Amoonguss, not even because of Among Us, just because they're a fun thing to say. Fungus Amoonguss. Also, Fungus is a quite cute mushroom. Look at that baby. It looks like you could squish it and it would bounce back. Fantastic. Fantastic creature. I have notes, but I don't care about any of them. I don't like Frillish or Jellicent. They're not aggressively bad, but they are bad. Ghost Water isn't particularly good. They're just fine. They don't feel like super Pokemon-y, I guess. They don't feel like in line with a lot of the other Pokemon, even in Gen 5, which feels like kind of an outlier in terms of designs. I don't mind them. Oh, we're starting to get into the Pokemon that I like, by the way. I don't mind them, but like they're not. I don't like their designs, so whatever. Yeah, there's a Fungus Among Us. Alomomola. 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 I like Alomomola. It's a good Pokemon. It's a better heart design than Luvdisc. It's a better Pokemon than Luvdisc. I like that the fins are kind of hands. I like that it's the first Pokemon I ever knew that had to use Heal Pulse. Like I knew could use Heal Pulse. So it was like it had a weird, unique support role in my rotation battles and triple battles and stuff. It was cool. I liked it. It's a Pokemon I actually use personally, and I think really I'm partial to it because it is just a direct upgrade from Luvdisc. It is a better execution on, I think, what the idea of Luvdisc was. Also, it has a better name. Alomomola is a great name, right? Good Pokemon. Joltik, fantastic. A tier. Precious Baby, tiny little electric bug. I love it. One of my favorite bug types. It's so cute. I'll even ignore the fact that it's got tick in the name. I hate ticks, nasty little creatures, but it's so cute. It's like the puppiest bug ever. It's also absolutely tiny. Just great little guy. And Galvantula is pretty good too. Pretty usable. It gets both Sticky Web and Electro Web, which are both great moves. It is, I think, the first super usable spider Pokemon. And that's pretty cool. Like, I like Galvantula as, like, I think Galvantula is a very usable Pokemon, and I like the design quite a bit. Plus, it evolves from Joltik, which is a fantastic little beast. So I've got lots of nice things to say about these guys. Ferroseed. I actually like the Ferroseed line. more or less. Okay. Now we kind of get into it. Ferrothorn, I think, looks a lot better in motion, but it's still a goofy ass Pokemon. I still don't think that stops me from giving. I might give it a C tier. I don't know. Despite being grass steel instead of bug steel, it does feel like another pass at the kind of the fortress idea, and I feel like it's a better pass. It's a pretty good stall Pokemon. It's a pretty good wall. It's just, it's pretty good at what it does, and it's got a decently interesting design. I have complaints about it, but they're not strong enough to kick it out of B tier. I think I like it. These Pokemon are just gears. This is like, I have the same problem I have with this that I have with Magnemite and Magneton. I like Gear Grind as a move, but they're just boring, right? Oh man, I love the Electros line. Okay, so Tynamo. My least favorite of this line. It's fine. Just little fish. And then we get our lovely little beastie over here. My favorite of the line, Electric, because it doesn't have arms yet. Electric, I think B tier. And then, honestly, Electros, still B tier. It does have the arms. I like it less, but hey, it can give you a hug. Also, I like the Lamprey eel kind of vibe. The Lamprey cross electric eel vibe they got. They're not scissoring. Maybe they are. Maybe lampreys and electric eels are scissoring, you know? I don't know. But I like the design. I like the Pokemon. It's actually quite usable. And very iconically, Emmett, the Subway Master, has one. So cool stuff. I like him. Also blue. I like blue Pokemon. And these two are blue. LGM and BGM. Weird, big-headed alien boys. Not crazy for him. Don't hate him. Not crazy for him. Litwick. The whole line is fantastic. A tier, A tier, A tier, A tier. Litwick is super cute. Lampent is one of my favorite middle evolutions ever. It really does feel thematically right in the middle, both in terms of design acumen, in terms of design elements. It feels like it is thematically power-wise, everything perfectly in the middle of those two, and you get it at a decent place. It's one of the only well-paced evolutions in this game, and they are well-paced for the actual game, but basically every evolution in this game either happens really early or really late because they were introduced in this generation. They didn't have to worry about other generations, so they didn't care about the XP curve. They just cared about when you got them and made them evolve a little bit after that for everything. But this one's actually a pretty good curve overall. I think it evolves into Chandler at like level 52, which is a bit high, but that's fine. That can't be right. Hold on. It's a Duskstone, duh. Okay, when does it evolve into Lampent? 41, okay. Yeah, I knew that wasn't right the second it came out of my mouth. But it for some reason it was in there. The Axew line, I like it. Axew's cool, Fracture's cool, Haxorus is cool. I like Axew slightly more than the rest of them, but they're all B tier for me. Cool stuff. And here's the line I think I might have the most split opinion on. I really hate this thing where like baby characters have snot dripping out their nose. Is actually just gross to me. Plus I think Cubchoo is just a weak design overall. So Cubchoo gets F tier, but Beartic's fantastic. It's a big bear with icicles on it. It gets B tier. Big gap between them. I almost put it in A tier, but I can't really say it's A tier. It is still just kind of a bear. It's pretty cool. I like What's the gym leader's name? Bryson. I like how Bryson in his Bryson Man persona has a bear tech. That's pretty cool. But it's just a bear. It's a good bear. I like it a lot. It's just a bear. Cryogonal sucks. What were they thinking? It's not like aggressively, horribly stinky, but it's just not interesting. It's not useful. Why does it learn Attract? It has no gender. Many things about Cryogonal baffle the mind and hurt the soul, you know? I don't know. Stunfisk is fine. Galarian Stunfisk I really wanted to like because of the concept, but not only is it actually just ugly, it's aggressively bad. I know a lot of people have a problem with Stunfisk. I think Stunfisk is fine. Ground Electric is an interesting type. The Pokemon actually looks kind of cute, in my opinion, in its weird, fucked up way. I don't know. I'm partial to it. My Mienfoo and Mienshao. I like them. I like Mienfoo more than I like Mienshao. I think enough to bump Mienshao into C tier. I get what they're going for, but this is my little Kung Fu boy. This is the fighting type I prefer the most in this generation. Actually, I think did I put Sock and Throw up here? I didn't. Okay, they're B tier. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. Mienfoo and Mienshao are my favorite in this generation. Just teach your Mienshao high jump kick and let it run wild. Beautiful stuff. Perfect. Trotigan. What's wrong with its head? What's wrong with its wings? Why is it colored like that? Why does it look like that? Just bad. You know, also, dark typing is not a good secondary type to dragon. No weaknesses covered. Once Fairy gets introduced next generation, it becomes aggressively bad. But even here, there's a lot of good fighting coverage out there, and it's weak to all of it. And there's a lot of Ice-type Pokemon introduced in this generation, and it's also weak to them. So just not a lot going for it. I don't like it. It goes to D tier. Golett and Golurk. They're okay. I don't have a problem with them, but I don't particularly like them. I think they're the less interesting Ghost Ground types we got. Hold on, Peeper's here. Yeah? Yeah, baby? Is that true? Yeah? Yeah? Say hi to the camera. Oh, baby. She's so sweet. I love her so much. Okay. Let's continue the list with a Peeper. Pawniard and Bisharp I actually like quite a bit. I think I like their design base, but also I like that they can hurt me. All I'm saying is I'd smash Bisharp. Hey baby, are you hopping back up? She got down and instantly got back up. I don't understand her, but I love her. But yeah. A tier and Smash tier. Maybe I should have put a Smash tier at the top. No, that would have way too much stuff goes in that tier. Hey baby, you're so cold. Your nose is so cold, baby. Bouffalant. It's just a worse Tauros. I think it's actually better now, but I like it less. It's less interesting. Cool. It's got big hair. Tauros. Actually, you know what? I think it is more interesting than Tauros, but it just feels too similar to Tauros, right? Like, the buffalo doesn't feel that different from the bull, and to me, because it came later, it's less interesting, right? That's really what it boils down to. Oh man, we're to the owls. I don't like them. Rowlet, D tier. Weird. It looks like it's not one of the diaper baby ones, but it feels like it is. And Braviary is a C tier, it's fine. Hisuian Braviary, I have no real different feelings about than Braviary. Vullaby is bad. Vullaby is just, it is an actual diaper baby one, so I don't like it, right? So, I don't know. It's just... Hold on, I want to look at that. I'm trying to zoom in on the image. Hello? Oh, there we go. Yeah, and Mandibus has got the weird Flintstone hair clip. I like it more, I guess. I don't hate it. Like, I hate Vullaby, but just bad. Heatmore I forget about. It's one of the most forgettable Pokemon ever. I dislike it. Base design, I get that it's supposed to be, like, the antithesis to Durant, but it's just much less interesting. Durant, on the other hand, awful Pokemon, I like it. Why does it get Truant? Is it just the true ant joke? Who knows? I do like that we have a little steel ant. It's kind of cute, in my opinion. B tier. The Dino line. I like the Dino line. Dino's cute. Zweilous is... I like that it's got two heads. Interesting stuff. And then, wait. For some reason my brain was going Druddigan. That's not Druddigan. That's, Hydreigon. Hydreigon. Yes. Hydreigon's cool. Yeah, it was originally a tank. It had the treads on it, which was supposed to be cool. I like that the wings give it the silhouette of having more heads. So it's like a proper Hydra. Cool stuff. Inspired by, like, I forget the studio. The Godzilla Gojira studio. Inspired by their monsters. Cool stuff. I like it. But that being said, Dark Dragon still sucks. Who'd have thunk it? Here, let's pull up the prototype design. Give me a second. I'm going on Reddit for the first time in a while. Nope, that doesn't actually show it off. I cannot find the designs. If you send it to the Discord server, I'll check it out later. Okay, let's continue. Larvesta is fine. But, wow, why can I not think of the name? My brain. Volcarona. Volcarona is, so I've got inspect element over here so I can bring up big versions of the image because for some reason my normal hover thing isn't working. Volcarona though, great Pokemon, fantastic Pokemon. Fiery Dance is a great move. I love the design overall, like thematically tied to Alder, which is also cool. Firebug is an interesting type. Just so many things going for it. Very unique, very interesting, very cool. I like it. Now we get to the legendaries. I have no opinion on these two of the Sword of Justice, or on really any of the Sword of Justice. Similarly, why is Landorus last? I know that Landorus is actually last in the Pokedex, but why is it? I'm realizing I don't have any strong opinions on any of the legendaries in this game. Any of the legendaries or mythicals. Wow. Yeah, no, I just don't have any strong opinions on any of these. They're fine designs. I think it's kind of boring that the incarnate forms all look kind of the same. But I don't know. Like, right? I think that Landorus Therian does actually have the strongest Therian form, but their Therian forms are all better than the incarnate forms, and they're not super interesting. Yeah, Victini's also first. They really fucked with the dex in this one. Victini's not just first, Victini's 0th. Victini is 0 in the regional dex. But yeah, I mean, I don't have any strong opinions on these guys. I like Victini, but I don't really like any of these guys. Meloetta is fine. Keldeo is my favorite of all these, but not enough to break it out of C tier. Actually, Genesect is my second favorite mythical from this generation. Reshiram and Zekrom are both fine. I don't like Kyurem of any of its forms. I think it goes from bad to busted pretty fast. I get what they're going for. I think maybe once we get the like original dragon design, that might be cool. And Keldea is cool, I guess. Both its base and resolute form are fine enough. I like them more than any of the other musketeers, but all the Swords of Justice are kind of bland to me. So unfortunately, that's not saying much. Meloetta is cool, I guess. A lot of people like Meloetta. I don't like Meloetta that much. It's boring. Yeah, it's Victory Incarnate. So it's the best. So it's the first. And then Genesect is B tier. I like Genesect. The drive gimmick was kind of cool. It was fine. I kind of wish that the saucer form made an appearance at some point. That would have been neat. But since it didn't, I still like Genesect. I don't have that many strong opinions on any of the legendaries. And I love Victini. Hold on, where is it? It's, wow, Victini, all the way over here. I love Victini, and I'm fine with, I like Genesect. And I'm fine with all the others. And that's Gen 5. I'm going to take a quick little break before I get to Gen 6. I think Gen 6 is going to be the last one I do tonight. But I'm going to take a quick, like, 5-10 minute break, and then I'll get back to you guys. I'll see you guys in a minute. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Who's ready for Bitcoin? I'm kidding. What's up, guys? We're back. I took a lozenge. I've got some tea. I'm ready for potentially for the shortest, but I think honestly maybe my most opinionated and most varied in opinion generation so far. I've got a lot of feelings about Gen 6. I hope you guys are ready, because I'm about to get into it. This is not going to be a lightning round. This will, I think, be the last generation for tonight. All right. Gotta get a good stretch in, you know? This is sweet tea. This is Lipton. What I was drinking earlier was Yorkshire Gold black tea, and then I also had some homemade lemon rind and mint tea made from dried mint from our garden and lemon rind from some supermarket lemons, and that was good. Yeah, I'm a big fan of teas. I love teas. I have all sorts of teas. Good stuff. But let's get into it. So, part of my varied opinion, I like a different stage of each of these. I think Chespin is my favorite first evolution. It's an A tier because it's a cute little baby and I love it and I would protect it and I would do anything for it. Quilladin is a nerd and I actively dislike it, and Chestnut is fine, I guess. It's big and Spiky Shield is a unique move that I think is cool, but other Pokemon use it much better. But Chespin though. Chespin's a little baby with its buck teeth. It is so precious, and I can pick it up under its little arms, like stick my hands under its arms and pick it up and hold it up like this and look into its precious baby eyes and know that it'll know that I love it. And that's something that I truly cherish in a Pokemon. Oh, Peeper wants out. I was about to say I can pick a Peeper like that. Look at this baby. I love you. I can pick up Peeper like that, and she knows that I love her. She just looks around like, she's so sweet. And Chespin is like the Peeper of weird squirrel road Pokemon of some sort. What is it? I want to say a chestnut. No, it's something, man. I don't know. Meanwhile, Finnegan's alright. Braixen is it's my favorite of the line, but it's not particularly fantastic. And then Delphox goes back to being alright. I think the stick is interesting. I think the design overall is interesting. I think this is just the most coherent of all the designs, is really what it is. It doesn't feel final. It does feel like a middle evolution. Finnegan just feels like it lacks an identity. And then Delphox just feels over-designed a little bit. And Braixen is the one that feels both like it has an identity and also reserved. Like the stick sticking out of the tail, that's pretty cute. It's still got the big ear tufts that Finnegan sets up, but for some reason it feels more deliberate here than it did with Finnegan. With Finnegan, it just feels like, hey, here's a fox with big ear tufts. I don't know. It feels like the most effective of the designs. And then, hey, wouldn't you know it? I don't have a problem with Froakie or Frogadier. They're both cute enough. I think Froakie's the cutest of the first or of the ones in this tier, that starters in this tier. I think Greninja is pretty sick. Very cool Pokemon. It kind of outlived the generation, which a lot of starters don't do. It's like it lives up there with Charizard and Incineroar there. But it's a good Pokemon, right? Water Shuriken's a great move. Even without Battle Bond, it gets access to like a decent array of moves, which is great. Protean's a fantastic ability. It's just good. And then Battle Bond was also, it's good, but also like weird. Ash Greninja's weird. I kind of put it in C tier just because overall it strikes me as weirder than it strikes me as cool. I do like it conceptually, but I don't get why it's Ash specific. Like, I get that it's like a tie-in with the anime, but it really does feel like it's Ash Greninja. Why is my Greninja turning into Ash Greninja, right? Pick a number, any number at all. 2.147 billion. Specifically the integer limit. Or thereabouts. Just 2.147 billion, actually. That's close enough. I don't care. Bunnelby is cute. I like Bunnelby. But not that much. It's just a cute Pokemon. And Diggersby, I like because it has huge power. But I think it's a pretty okay Pokemon overall. I love this line. I love this whole line. Just good line, you know? Start to finish. The entire, like, wow, I can't even think of the names. What? Yeah, Fletchling, Fletchinder, and, oh, now I gotta get this up here. Yeah, there we go. And Talonflame. Specifically, Talonflame is the best because Gale Wings, at least in this introduction, was a fantastic ability. Giving priority to every flying type move is a really, really busted ability. Especially whenever it worked for Brave Bird, pretty much. It just great stuff. It gave Talonflame presence on the field. It was intimidating to be around. You could honestly disregard its fire typing, but it has that fire typing, and it makes use of it. Because it also gets decent fire coverage. Just good stuff. It did get a nerf in the next generation. 0 to 99. Okay. 127. But it did get a nerf in the next generation where if it only worked whenever it had max health, which meant that one Brave Bird minute stopped working, or else you had to use a different move. And Brave Bird is just really what you wanted to be using with it. It's still a decent Pokemon. It's nowhere near as good though. Still though, I like it. Fantastic Pokemon in my opinion. Okay, what do we have next? We have the Spupa line. Why did I say the Spupa line? It's like Spupa's in the line, but like, I don't know. Scatterbug. Let's start with Scatterbug. It's fine. It's a bug. It's an uninteresting bug, and Spupa is one of the better pupa Pokemon, but I think still a pretty weak showing overall. Vivillon is cool. I like it. I like the like varied designs. I think that like trying to collect a lot of regional designs is actually a very interesting thing. And like something that's kind of fun. It encourages trading around. And I really like gimmicks that encourage trading but don't require trading for gameplay reasons. Specifically, I like whenever a Pokemon has a lot of forms that depend on the person who got it. or just a lot of forms in general that make it like harder to find the one that you want. Like Spinda is almost a good execution on that. I think that nobody realistically cares about the Spinda spot patterns, but I do like the Vivillon like regional wing pattern gimmick. It encourages trading, but it provides no real benefit to it. That being said, what the fuck was Powder? Like, it's technically got a use, I guess, because you are going to probably use a fire type move on it, but just not a really useful move. It's fine, I guess. Moving on. Litleo is a Pokemon that I consistently think is a Gen 5 Pokemon. It's not. It's Gen 6. It's quite cute. I actually like it. It doesn't have much identity, though. That's really what it boils down to. And both of its evolutions kind of suffer a similar fate. Noble Roar is a fine move. That's the only unique thing they have going about them. Their visual design is not super interesting. Normal fire type, while a unique type, is not actually... It's a unique but not interesting type is the thing. It doesn't really do anything for either of the types to have the other. There's kind of a reason it was one that hadn't been touched on to that point, I think. It just introduces weaknesses. It's fine in terms of usability. Technically, there's no problem with it, but I don't really see any reason to use it, and I don't really see any reason to like it above any other Pokemon design-wise. It's fine. Flabebe, I like the Pokemon. It's cute. And Floette, I like the Pokemon too. It's cute. I like Relic Floette. The unused form of Floette where it's got like a cool like Alstroemeria like kind of Lily of the Inca flower in its hand, or maybe like a weird old hibiscus. It's cute, like you know, like the long petals with the little splotches along them. It's cute. I like it. It's unused and it will never be used, but that doesn't mean that I don't like it. And Florges is a fine Pokemon. I disagree that it should have been grass type, but I think that it probably should have had an ability that does anything for it and actually really benefits a team any more than it does. It's a fine ability, I guess. But it suffers from not being super usable, and it's significantly less cute than either of these other two. So, I'm sorry. Yeah, AZ Floette's a very interesting design, and I like it. Florges is just the least interesting design of the bunch. And I did use this Pokemon and I liked it. I actually one of my in-game teams was a grass-focused team with Florges and Mega Venusaur on it, and that's, you know, it worked, but it's not the most interesting. It'll be using Legend Zygarde. You think it's gonna be Legend Zygarde, really? I think if anything, it's gonna be Legends Kyurem, right? Like, I guess maybe, but I don't know. I think there's more of a story to be told there, is I guess it. I fucking love Go-Goat. Go-Goat is a great Pokemon. I love a goat. I love a goat with, like, grass and flowers around its neck. Very cute. And, honestly, not much different here. Oh my god. Like, the whole line, fantastic. Did I call Skiddo Go-Goat? I like Skiddo, I like Go-Goat. I think they actually indicated they were probably going to do Unova first, right? I'm pretty sure the next would be Kyurem, and then maybe later they'll do Zygarde. But it's just like I'm pretty sure from what we know, the most likely next one would be a Unova-based Legends-style game, which is most likely going to be Kyurem. But it might not be. I don't know. Pancham's cute, and Pangoro is pretty cool. I like Pancham, and I've got no problem with Pangoro. They're both pretty usable. They both, Fighting Dark, I think? Not bad. I'm gonna verify that type. Hold on. This is one of the... Yeah, Fighting Dark. This is one of the generations I know the least about. I did play it, like, I think maybe besides 3. I did play it whenever it came out, but just, eh. Furfrou is... I kind of wish that you couldn't just give it a haircut, but I still like it. I like all the unique designs. I think it's a more or less cute Pokemon. There's not a lot it has going for it, but the gimmick is one that I appreciated, and I think it worked well with Pokemon and me. So, I'll rate it pretty highly. Plus, I mean, the base design for Furfrou, even though you can't use all the alternate designs in modern games, the base design is still pretty cute. Oh, I thought Game Freak wasn't working with Ilka anymore. Wait, hold on. Do you have information on the new Legends game? I don't think we have any credible leaks, and I'm not inclined to believe that you have any inside knowledge on it, so... Yeah, sure. I will withhold any judgment for whenever I actually have reason to believe anything. Why does it have oh my god. 127. Cuteness. Does no damage as the baby can't harm anyone. Esper is cute, I guess. It's fine. I don't have any problem with Esper. Meowstic is weird that the gender split, but they've got different stats and different move pools. Fun fact, recently they donked up, and they gave Trick Room to both of the Espers. So they just made it canon. They both get it now. Yeah. I'm taking it with a grain of salt because I have no reason. I have no credible leaks and no reason to believe you specifically. Sorry, nothing against you, just a random person joins my chat and says, "Hey, there's this cool new game and I know so much about it." Honedge. I like it. It's an interesting object mon, and Doublade is pretty much the same. I absolutely train of thought. Oh my god. Aegislash, yes. I absolutely love Aegislash though. Not like absolutely love, but I like Aegislash a lot more than the other two. King Shield, great move. Like lowering your opponent's attack on a protect move is just obviously inherently going to be good. It has to make contact, but that's fine. Most attacking moves, a lot of physical moves are going to make contact anyways. So effective use. The form change gives you a lot of, despite not having a stellar base stat total, it still has a pretty good base stat total, and being able to redistribute it basically at will gives you a lot of bulk and a lot of attack at the same time. Just good stuff. Yeah, Sword Guy, she carried, not really, but she did do a lot of work on the Too Many Types run. Just overall, I like Aegislash. Good stuff. These Pokemon smell good, and they look like they smell bad, and I don't like them. I get that they got the Plague Doctor, like, aesthetic going on. I don't know. Aromatisse just looks ugly. I don't like them. And, hey! Vor enthusiasts everywhere rejoice. Slurmpuff and Swirlix are both probably pretty edible. They're cute enough, and I don't have any strong opinions on them. ranking too many Pokemon. Inkay is cute. That's all it's got going for it. And Malamar, actually, I like Malamar. Malamar's pretty useful, and I really like the gimmick where you have to flip your console upside down to evolve it. That's pretty funny, and I like that it still works. You have to undock your Switch and flip it upside down in order to evolve an Inkay into a Malamar. That's pretty neat. It sounds like the kind of bullshit that you get told at a playground whenever you're a kid. And I like whenever they try to bring that magic back, even if it doesn't really work in the internet age. Just cool stuff. Binacle and Barbaracle are just atrocious. I forget they exist all the time, and then I remember they exist and I wish I hadn't. Just bad. Bad Pokemon, not good Pokemon, bad Pokemon. Skrelp, on the other hand, I talked about this whenever I talked about Horsey, specifically whenever I talked about Kingdra, I talked about Sea Dragons, and I talked about how I really love Sea Dragons, and that I think that the Skrelp line does really good job. Skrelp and Dragalge are fantastic Pokemon design-wise. I think this is a great example of taking a real thing that exists and turning it into a creature design. They're not exactly Sea Dragons, because they incorporated like the kelp, the kelp seaweed aspect to it, and they give them the poison type. And that's cool. But they're very clearly inspired by Sea Dragons, which are fantastic creatures, by the way. But I love them. Just great design, start to finish here. I'm actually going to... Give me a second. Look at these things. They look so cool. And seeing this and going, oh, that looks kind of like kelp, like kind of kelp flowing in the water. I like that. Really, really interesting. The dragon poison typing is also cool. Just start to finish. Some of my favorite adaptations of a real Pokemon into a Pokemon, or a real animal into a Pokemon design. Dragalge is a prototype Eternatus. I think it's got the same typing, and I think that's basically it. I think Eternatus's typing was honestly pretty arbitrary. I genuinely think they gave it the dragon type because it's powerful and the poison type because it's purple. But it's very cool. I like Dragalge. And I have no real opinion on the Clauncher line. It's fine, I guess. They're weird little shrimp lobsters. I think they're based off those like shrimps that fire hot water. But I wouldn't know. I think that they're cool. It's cool that they're blue. And they are visually interesting enough. But Gen 6 has a lot of designs that kind of just fall flat for me, and this is one of them. I think it was a design that was designed for 3D and then didn't actually work that well in 2D or 3D. The reason behind its poison type is because its Dynamax particles are like toxic spores. Okay. I don't know. I haven't read any entry that lines up with that, but that's cool. And here we go. We have Heliolisk and Helioptile. And I think they're both cute. I think Solar Power is kind of... It's good. It's actually good. I like it. I'll bump it up. Solar Power is a cool ability. In Sun, which it's got a prerequisite, but whenever you're in the sun, it's basically like a life orb for special attacks. It's a bit conditional, but it's useful. It's fine. I don't mind it. Yeah. I could see a Mole Cricket, Clauncher, and Clawitzer actually being pretty interesting. Here we go. Tyrant and Tyrantrum. These guys are the less interesting of the fossil Pokemon for this generation, but they look fine. But here are the interesting ones. Amoris is cute. The little baby, very, very pretty things on the head. Very cool. I love a blue Pokemon. Just a lot going for it. It's precious. And then we have the big boy. A tier. Look at that beauty. I love the fade. The kind of, they ditched the more broad Aurora for just a fade from yellow into purple. That's something I also like with Miraidon, for the record. It's a big old plesiosaur, but it's great. Refrigerate's also a fantastic ability for it. Just getting ice type Pokemon, ice type moves, and getting the boost on them, cool stuff. I like it. Good Pokemon. Bumcher and Borwitzer. That's cool. Sylveon, trans flag colors. It's fine. Sylveon, if there was, so a lot of people have like, they have like their own headcanon Eevee or whatever, big Eevee. I really think that Sylveon is the big Eevee, right? Fairy type is the closest thing we've got to normal plus, just because of how they treated it whenever it was introduced. And I think that Sylveon is kind of just Eevee plus. It was meant to be a bigger Eevee, and it's pretty and it's usable. It's got good typing because Fairy type is still one of the best types in the game. It's got pretty good move distribution. And a Moonblast from this thing hurts. Pixelate's a great ability too. So throwing out a Hyper Voice or whatever is also pretty scary. Just overall, good stuff. Good stuff. Good Pokemon. Not fantastic, not my favorite, but solid. In my one of the fantastic Pokemon, I think Gen 6 has a lot of weak and a lot of strong Pokemon. I think Hawlucha is one of the strong Pokemon. I love my little Luchador. Why did you introduce it in this generation? Odd, interesting choice. Interesting choice. Fighting flying is an interesting type. It's one that, like, it kind of does cover for itself a little bit. Not super hard, but it's beneficial. But what it really gets out of the equation is Flying Press. Flying Press is a really interesting move. One of the most interesting moves we've ever gotten, because it's the only dual type move. The only move with two types we've ever gotten. We've got a lot of other moves that kind of act a little bit like it, in that they're one type but has specific interactions with another type, like Salt Cure and Freeze Dry. But it's just straight up fighting and flying type at the same time. They've never done anything like it again, and they will not do, they've not done anything like it since, and they will not do anything like it again, I'm pretty sure. Because they basically bake an additional type chart into the game specifically for this move. Is what they do. Instead of actually doing like the double calcs or whatever, they just have a specific type chart in the game for it. And they don't want to do anything, they don't want to do any combos that would potentially introduce a 4 times weakness for a single move. Like, or for a single type, right? Like, imagine if you could get an 8 times weakness or something. Abysmal. Dedenne! Hold on, let's fix this. Dedenne is cute. It's only really I'm pretty sure it's only really a fairy type because it was introduced in the fairy type generation. But I like the antenna gimmick. It's very cute. It's very round. It is exactly what a Pikachu clone should be, which is usable enough in its own generation, pretty cute, and electric. I like it. Oh, interesting. I would like to hear more about your game later. I'm trying to get through this right now, but I love fan games and stuff. They're always cool. And here we go. The Carbuncle. Carbink. Carbink is not really useful, but it's cute. I like it. It's just kind of a little rock with gems poking through, and I think that's precious. No pun intended. But I think it's still C tier. It's cute, but it's not like, I don't really go, oh man, I love Carbink. You know what I do go, I love Gumi. Why are the Hisui versions not here? Oh, they're over here. I like the Hisuian Sliggoo more, and I like the Hisuian Gudra less. But I do... Why did I put them in C? I meant to put them in B. I do quite like this line. They're goofy and cute, and also I associate them with Male and Rose now, so... Good stuff. Klefki. I like Klefki. It's a little rambunctious creature. It steals your keys and puts them on itself. It is a fairy that's not just a cute Pokemon, and I appreciate that. It is still a cute Pokemon. They do still kind of do a lot of the same stuff, but it's at least like a mischievous fairy, which is something I wish they'd lean into more. Like fairies that are just kind of like fairies, right? Folklore fairies. Creatures that are mischievous and kind of just there, doing their own thing. Now, Phantom and Trevenant. Trick or Treat is an interesting move, and that's all I have to say about them. Phantom's kind of cute. I'm not particularly crazy about either of these Pokemon, but they don't do anything offensive, so they get C tier. Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist. Hey, guess what? I feel exactly the same. I think the Gourgeist size thing is interesting. Like, you can catch a Gourgeist of different sizes. And it does affect their weight and their stats. But, like, what does that really mean? Pumpkaboo is the cuter of the two, for what it's worth. But it's the cuter of these four, even. It's just cute. I like Pumpkaboo more than the rest, but not enough to say anything interesting about it. And Bergmite and Avalugg. I don't like Bergmite, and I have no real feelings about Avalugg. Bergmite's just kind of a little creature, right? It's just kind of a little creature. And not in a good way either. It's there. And Avalugg is fine. I like Hisuian Avalugg more, just because it's bigger. But not that much more. And here we have Noibat and Noivern. I quite like them. I like Noibat sippy on his little tea. Very cute. And Noivern with Boomburst is pretty cool, in my opinion. Neat stuff. Xerneas and Yveltal. I have no problem with Xerneas. Fairy Aura is a bit scary. It is technically the better of these two. Yveltal, I don't like the design. Oblivion Wing is kind of... I would say it was bad, like it was scary or whatever, but it's not. It's just kind of... It's never been threatening. Dark Aura is theoretically kind of scary, but really, it's just... Yveltal's not that scary, and I don't like the design. It's got nothing going for it. And here we go, Zygarde. I'm just gonna rate all the forms at once. I think Zygarde's pretty cool. I don't like how it gets the big I don't like the big forms, just kind of a big mech. And it's got multiple signature moves that kind of do similar things. It's fine, I guess. I don't have a problem with it, but that's all I got to say about it. It gets the C tier. And here we go, we're almost at the end. Diancie and Mega Diancie. Mega Diancie is way too over the top for me. But Diancie is cute. It's, I don't know. I'm not crazy about it. I like the idea of a big carbink that just kind of was a special little boy and got big and pink, but it's cute enough. The Mega's too much though. The Mega's just too much. I also like that I like the Diantha themes and stuff. How Diantha's kind of got the Diancie stuff going about her. And Hoopa, I don't like Hoopa. And Hoopa Unbound, I don't like either. Hyperspace Hole and Hyperspace Fury are just kind of fine, I guess. I get, I don't know if that's exactly it. I get that it's like, oh, everybody, like, all the cells are coming together to save the environment or wherever. I don't like the design that much. And I don't think the signature moves are interesting, and you couldn't even get this in Gen 6 because it didn't have Power Construct. It had Ore Break in Gen 6, which was kind of very situational. Just, it's fine. Volcanion, I think, is a bad design. It has something interesting going for it, which is it has Fire and Water type, which is a crazy typing. Not one we've seen before. It's unique, but it's just that's the only thing it's got going for it, right? Steam Eruption is fine, but it's kind of ugly. It's uninteresting in basically every other way, and it's a mythical to boot, which I'm not crazy about mythicals. So it's just kind of, I'm sorry we're ending on a weak note. Volcanion is fine. That's it. That's all the Pokemon I've got for you guys tonight. Gens 4 through 6. I don't think I'm gonna be going straight back into this. I'm probably gonna do a different kind of stream before the next one. But I will be doing the last 3 generations at some point, and then I'll be editing this all up into a big video where I kind of... Magearna feels like a Gen 6 Pokemon, but it is Gen 7. It was introduced in Gen 7, so I will not be rating it right now. But yeah, I'm gonna do... I would continue. I think I can do a bit more right now, but I want to do all the last 3 generations at once. So I'm gonna wrap up for here. Thank you guys for dropping by. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, I'm gonna be wrapping this up. I'm gonna be doing Gen 7, 8, 9 at some point in the next couple weeks, probably, and then I'll edit this all up into one video, probably. But yeah, I appreciate y'all dropping by. It's always nice chatting. And thank you, Bronzong, for sharing all your ideas and stuff too. All right. Take it easy. Bye.